gonna just cut it off. I don't want to get too far into the future where the other group can't catch up without me doing some razzle dazzle.
Aside from my weirdness on my side, which doesn't seem to be affecting anything else, I think I'm ready.
You ready to go? Okay.
Let me. Oh, I know what I was doing. This is what I was doing. Microphone.
Why do they keep telling me my investigation check failed?
Because it failed.
Were you searching for something? Is that what D&D Beyond?
Yeah,
Are we all searching for something?
Maybe I wasn't. Never mind.
Is D&D Beyond down?
No, I think this might do it. I didn't realize I had something in the search bar. Yeah, I kept hitting characters and it kept saying you failed your investigation check. Now it's... D&D Beyond.
Let me send out to the group here real quick.
The tables are all messed up on D&D Beyond, but I mean on my iPad.
The tables?
Like they're visible and they'll work, but
All right.
They look okay. They look okay to me. Have you guys got a problem with looking at your D&D Beyond?
I just sent out the link in the email to everybody. So.
Oh, okay. Right on. Yep,
Everybody
I got
wants
it.
to share, or if the others are watching.
You'll have to keep that to under 2 seconds, Rob, because of copyright.
right.
Or make at least a 10% change to it.
I think I've done that.
Yes.
Actually, at first I thought, what did I do?
No, that's the same music I have streaming in the starting soon screen, and I wanted to make sure my side wasn't fucking up.
Oh. Will it cut in? I mean, does it cut in?
Whenever we're ready to start, I'll go from starting soon to the live, and then it'll cut off what I'm doing and do what you're doing. So you just tell me when you want me to do that.
As soon as this goes off, which is 3, 2, 1.
Now?
Yes, sir. All right, guys.
The two and the one are supposed to be silent, John. We're counting down live.
Turn my headphones up. I know you talk to the sound guy. He should be running sound on this thing.
I haven't run sound in months.
Anybody have any questions before we start?
We just got in
We're basically at the portal, right? And he tasks.
Yeah, I'll catch you up in the intro thing. So
no, I don't think so. Then.
All right, here we go. Faith of the Forgotten. The Nightstone Six are hot on the trail of the murderers of Neri, Queen of the Storm Giants. With their lone clue leading them to the city of Yartar, they make a tenuous peace with the Zhentarim organized there and infiltrate a riverboat owned by a new criminal organization looking to dominate the city. a group known as the Kraken Society. With Nickel and Vin uncovering the plot to murder the queen and kidnap the king, the other half of the group team up with Nickel's stepfather to thwart an aboleth, one of the power brokers of the Kraken Society. Though defeating the aboleth, newcomer to the group Tazlin Ember seems stricken with some sort of disease, his skin clammy and translucent, his breath ragged, a fever racking his body. They make it back to the Zinarim hangout, a tavern known as Waller's Roost, and decide to split the group once again, with Tim and Malel escorting Taz back to Waterdeep in search for a cure for the drow, and the other group staying in Yartar to settle old scores and get to the bottom of the Kraken Society's dealings, and the storm giant Emrith's role in the giant uprising. With a quick teleportation back to Waterdeep in the early hours of the morning, the three heroes arrive in the dark teleportation chamber surrounded by cold, unmoving shield guardians, the silent watchers of the powerful magics now at work. So you guys teleport back in to Waterdeep.
Is that the
Familiar.
official sound of what a teleportation circle sounds like?
I have the official sound here. Let me find it.
It also sounded suspiciously like the clippers I used to trim my hair. Ooh,
Boom.
fancy.
Yeah. I stayed up all night making that.
I hope you don't have to stay up too many more.
So what do you guys want to do? Taz is not looking good.
Taz needs water badly. Taz is about to
Yeah,
die.
Taz feels like he needs to be in the water. Did you message?
Yeah, Taz
Yeah.
messaged somebody
Gilly.
to call for help.
Gilly.
Okay. What are you guys doing in the meanwhile? Are you waiting there? It's like early hours of the morning, just before the break of dawn.
Do I know of any water nearby?
I mean, do we know where Gilly is?
You don't hear anything back as a response, Taz. I think based on your dealings in the past, she would communicate you, since message is the Stone of Far speech is a one use only thing.
Mhm.
She would probably wait until she absolutely had to use the message to respond. So you could pretty much guarantee that if she's not dead, the message was received. So
Okay.
make me a nature check, Taz, or anybody.
Okay. Let's see here.
I got
I
a
see.
24.
I see
Okay.
a tree.
No, 22. I'm sorry.
13.
Yeah, you guys know that there's no like natural water here in the City of the Dead. There may be like some fountains nearby, but otherwise, nothing that is going to help Taz right away. Tim, give me a religion check.
Oh. 12.
It's still pretty good. So you know that the main worshipped religions here in Waterdeep are, well, it used to be Lathander,
Yeah.
but Mistra, who is like a goddess of magic, Tempest, who is a god of war, and Ogma and Denier, you think might be two of your more helpful benefactors to help Taz out in this time. You're going to need a cleric.
Yeah.
Denier and
I
Ogma
like
are
the
both.
cleric.
Yeah, Denier and Ogma are both more like they're like gods of knowledge. Ogma being the more primary god of knowledge, and specifically Ogma is a god of bards. So
Okay.
you feel like maybe with Malel's pull, Ogma might be the route to go.
Yeah. Do you
And-
know where that is?
Yeah, I mean, most of the temples are in the castle ward near
Right,
Castle Waterdeep.
How do you
So-
feel about that?
Probably a 20-minute carriage ride once the carriage gets there.
Does that sound good to you, Malel?
I
Yeah.
don't have any better ideas.
I know it's the best idea I've ever. That's. You're right. I have way better ideas. I mean, I know, Malel. Thank you.
I never thought I'd say this, but I trust your opinion, I suppose.
And that's the fact. Carriage is the fastest way to get there. I mean, I don't think I have anything that can get us there any faster.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a 20-minute carriage ride, I assume that means it's like a 30-minute walk or so, or more.
Oh, more than that for sure.
Yeah. But the question is, say we start to head that way, but then they won't be able to find us, I guess, if they're actually sending a carriage. I mean, I think the best thing we can do is wait and try to
sending a carriage.
What's that?
Do we know
that's what Taz requested?
Yeah,
right.
He requested.
So, but you didn't get an answer, Taz, correct?
No, but that's not unusual.
So, I mean, I think the best thing we can do is, like you said, decide where we want to go to, but wait here. Otherwise, if we move, they won't be able to find us with the carriage.
Yeah. Okay.
Taz, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, that's something I'm not good at.
Constitution saving throws are for peasants anyway.
1.
Wait, are you not good at actual rolling of the dice, or is it...
are you lucky by any chance, Taz?
I am not lucky.
You got lucky that time. You see Taz. He's like basically turning, like his gray skin is turning like whiter and like translucent. He's starting to look really like a jellyfish, and he like just retches in the middle of the teleportation chamber floor, and you take a point of damage in doing so. You are not feeling well. His skin is hot to the, especially his head, hot to the touch. He's not looking good.
Taz, I'll tell you a story about red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish. Give you some bardic inspiration. So you got some bardic inspiration for the next 10 minutes in case you feel like you're gonna throw up again. Maybe that'll help.
Thank you.
I know I've met Gilly, right? Gilly was.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you guys all know Gilly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is that? How long have we been waiting at this point?
I mean, he sent the message right away, and it was probably about 10 minutes in when Taz like retches. So
okay, I'm gonna cast sending to Gilly.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Taz is getting really bad here. We need to hurry. How soon will you be here?
A few minutes go by, and she says, "On my way."
Okay, she's on her way at least. I think she said she had to stop for a biscuit, I think is what she said.
Now as you can see from the picture here, the City of the Dead is broken up by it's almost like a Central Park type thing. It's got dirt paths that take you in and out of mausoleums and shrines and things of that nature. But this is broken up with forestry and things like that. It is dark in this graying dawn. Are you guys
surrounding tombs have a fountain?
Give me an investigation.
And is Taz losing health as we sit here and wait?
He lost a point, but he's not. I mean, you can give me a medicine check.
8.
He was losing some. We know when he was before we teleported with him.
Yeah, I know. That's why
we know that he was yeah.
God, really? 7.
You people are bad at everything.
He looks bad. He looks not well. You've never seen this.
That I do not feel well.
I'm gonna, while we're doing this, then I have one here I can cast as a ritual. I can't remember what it is. a healing spell.
Taz, even in the state that you're in, with your perception, you do hear like the bubbling of water in the in the near distance. You think a fountain might be nearby. Malel, you hear it as well. Tim, I think your passive perception is probably even high enough to hear it. If you guys are outside of the tomb that you're in, I'm not sure if you guys even stepped out.
Where is the circle? Is the circle inside?
I think
the circle's inside a building. The first time you guys used it, you went to Everland, and you remember Harshnag wore the ring to like shrink himself down to be able to transport you guys. So it is in like a confined space, and it is kind of off the road that a carriage could not pull right up to it. You're gonna have to walk a couple hundred yards to one of the main roads.
And I'm going to stumble towards the sound
outside
of the fountain.
Okay, so you guys all walk outside, and again, it is like like the dawning, so it's not pitch black, but it is dark.
I'll stumble towards the sound of the fountain.
Okay, give me a survival check.
I mean, I'm going to help him if I can.
Okay.
Finally.
So, with advantage or no?
I mean, he doesn't need it, but his 19 was good enough. You see Taz, I mean, almost like just feverishly, just like bound, like stumbling out into the darkness towards the sound of water that you all hear. You guys pass over a couple small hills.
I light up my
Dawnbringer.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make your way in
Shut up, Shane.
Turn around. Turn that off.
I'm going to throw that into the ocean someday.
Stick it someplace.
It isn't bothering you so much that it's behind you, Taz. But when you turn around, it does affect your eyes.
It's not just my eyes. If it's direct sunlight, then I'm at disadvantage on my rolls.
Well, this isn't actual sunlight. I don't know.
Oh,
is it any light?
No, it says was it direct sunlight?
Yeah, this is not.
Checks that rely on sight when you the target of your direct sunlight sensitivity.
I mean, it is bright, but I mean, it's not actual sunlight.
I thought that was the whole point of Dawnbringer.
Well,
it's like the daylight spell, I assume, right?
Johnny, don't tell them this. I have them all convinced.
Okay.
I'm sure you don't like it, even if it doesn't like negatively.
Yeah. You're shying away from it for sure. So you stumble your way. It's a little brighter now, but eventually you find like a bubbling like water fountain.
Is it big enough to get in?
It is, yeah.
I'll get in it.
You guys see Malel or Taz just crawl into this fountain. The algae of the fountain just kind of like feels slimy on your skin. Yeah. This while this fountain is running, it is old and not well taken care of.
It feels good. I'm feeling bad.
Someone's definitely urinated in that fountain.
I'm standing there peeing.
I was gonna say Malel's on the other side urinating in the van.
I'm sure someone.
We're both there.
Eventually, you guys hear a carriage in the distance.
I go forward with Dawnbringer up.
Okay. It looks like you're going to have to walk on a path for a few hundred, 200 or 300 yards to get to the where the carriage could pick you up.
Okay. Malel, can you? I mean, I need this to see, so I'm going to go ahead of us.
Okay.
I don't want to bother.
All right.
I'll help that to the path.
Okay. So
and I
give
kind of
me.
jog forward to them.
Okay. You start jogging forward. Taz, are you going to try and get out of the?
I will try to get out of the water.
Okay.
I don't want to, but I will try.
What?
Gilly.
Oh. You see, Tim, you see the carriage come up. This represents a path. This is the best map I can find, but this thing here represents the path that you're on as you're jogging up. And she's actually kind of back here as you're coming along. And you're probably right about here. So she'll come up and she'll kind of
as Taz is coming up, I'll take my cloak and put it over Dawnbringer.
Okay.
I'm not trying to. I need some light, but I don't want it to.
Well, it's dawn. It's light enough you can see, Tim.
Oh, is it dawn already?
No, I mean it's still in the dusky hours, so it's still darkish. It is a there's a rider or the coachman, and the wagon is covered. This is the only icon I can find for.
Okay. Can you cast
you,
freedom?
You don't see Gilly. What's that?
I don't see Gilly.
You don't see Gilly.
She said she was on her way.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
Oh, I thought you were asking me. She didn't respond. She didn't respond to me.
Yeah. I approached the rider and
Okay. How close? Where are you?
Where's
Go ahead and put your token on the. If you go to the.
I forget. There we go. Okay. She's still like down here, right? Or well, it's not doing it, but.
Well, if you're right here, she's pulling up.
Okay, I'm right here.
Okay. You see the rider kind of like notice your or the coachman notice your Dawnbringer and slows himself to a stop.
Announce yourself, please.
He says, "Whoa, just here to pick up friends of Gilly." What's your passive perception, Tim?
14.
Okay.
I am looking for Gilly though.
Okay. When the thing comes to a full stop, the door opens to the wagon, and Gilly kind of steps out.
Okay.
And she says, "Tim, is that you?"
That's me. I know I look great, don't I? It's hard to. They dress me up. And I said they're on their way. Taz needed a bath in a fountain. He's in a bad state.
She says, "Okay." She kind of nods. Taz, over the sending stone, you hear Gilly whisper to you, "I'm sorry." And
do I get any kind of impression or from that
she sounds regretful.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. And Tim, give me a perception check.
Come on.
I'm going to tell.
All right. 22.
You hear her whisper that too, even from the distance that you're at, and just as she says that, a burst of golden light emerges from her chest, and you see her kind of like this, and And then her whole body starts to shimmer, and in the light behind her, you see a figure inside the carriage. And Tim, I need you to roll for initiative.
And, I'm going to tell Malel,
19.
we need to.
Or sorry, 17.
We need to what, Taz?
We need to hide.
Okay. I can do that. What about Tim?
Mm.
He's a
Sounds
lost
fine to
cause.
me. Yeah, I've always felt that way about Tim. So.
I don't know that there's much we can do for him in my current state.
Tim, you recognize the figure in the darkness of the carriage to be Paladin, the Paladin Janus.
Oh. Okay.
So let's see. And what's your initiative roll?
17.
17. Okay. And what's your dexterity? Because Janet's also got a 17.
+1.
Okay. So he's going to go first.
It's a 13.
Okay. My pen just busted.
Can we see any of this from where we're at?
No, probably not. He said he jogged up. Well, what's your dark vision?
I just had that here.
60 feet.
Mine is 120, I think.
Okay, you do see the carriage, and you both see the flash of light. Tim, it basically looks like Gilly just got impaled with a lightsaber, and you can see blood start like trickling out of her mouth.
I yell, it's an ambush.
That's a trap.
When I can.
You feel a sense that something has appeared behind you. Go ahead and roll for perception.
+4, so 21.
Yeah, with a quick glance behind you, you see in the darkness like the shade of Janus just kind of standing there.
Okay.
With Janus's first action, he is going to kick Gilly off the carriage and off his blade. And then he is going to make 2 attacks against you with his shade.
All right. Ooh.
So that's let's see.
Neither. Well,
hold on. He's
This guy's badass, Tim. I hate to break it to you.
I know.
That 9 probably hits, and the 6 might hit.
let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to find his.
For what? For what part? What part are you sorry for?
You caused this problem yourself, and then they only know we're in the city because you went and knocked on their door. That's the party. Sorry about.
Damn it! Where's the to hit on the character sheet?
Which?
Oh, here we go. Hold on. I see it. So it's a 16 and a 19.
The 19 hits.
Okay. So
I'm not fighting this guy. He auto hits me on anything but a 1. We'll remember you. I yell out.
Let's see.
Oof.
You take 15 points of damage as he
Yowzers.
Yeah, as his shade just like cuts into you, and you don't know how he's doing it. It's like shadow is like just gouging into you, and he is going to move right into melee with you. And Gilly's body is laying on the ground, lifeless. And what would you like to do?
Oh man.
How far away are we?
Probably 60 feet, maybe 70, somewhere
You
in
said
there.
he's in melee with me?
They're both in melee with you. They have you flanked. Next attacks will both be at advantage.
Okay. Jeez. I'm going to cast. Let me see what this is. Hang on. Is that a? Oh God! It takes a spell slot. I'm going to cast. Stop. I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
At 5th level.
Okay. He is going to use his reaction to cast or to. He's got the Mage Slayer feat, so when everybody casts a spell within 5 feet of him, he can use his reaction to make an attack.
Okay. Hang on though. Like before I get that off.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. He missed, as you can see. Natural 1.
Oh, cool. So that is when you cast this spell using a spell slot of
what's that? Go ahead.
When you cast a spell at a 2nd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d10 for each slot above 1st level.
Okay.
So
is he making a save, or is he?
Make a melee attack against a creature you can reach. On a hit, the target takes 3d10 necrotic damage.
Okay.
So I have to attack.
Uh-huh.
Yep. You got this. If only I'd bardically inspired you.
No, I don't think I do.
What is your bonus?
Is this like with Dawnbringer is what I'm attacking with?
It's probably like a touch attack, right?
Yeah, I don't think.
So you probably get like either your dexterity or strength plus your proficiency bonus.
It'd be either a 13 or a 14.
What does the spell say? Because
it may be 8. So 16.
Can it be an attack with a weapon while you're doing it? What does the spell say?
Well, it says the hit DC is an 8. Plus
okay.
8. I think it's a spell attack. Spell melee attack.
You see, as you.
You know what? I've got inspiration.
Okay.
What is that?
It's a D6, I think.
Was this a player awarded inspiration and a DM awarded inspiration?
DM.
So it's whatever
DM.
your inspirations.
Jeez, it's been forever since somebody's used it. Let's just say D8. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, so 17.
That does not hit. You see it. He's got his armor is scale, and it just seems to bounce right off of him. He snarls at you, and
bonus action.
Hide.
Right. I'm gonna. Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Okay.
On myself. Yep, because I'm checking my spell slots. Sorry.
Okay.
Um,
What's your hit points at?
29.
Can we move up enough so that I'm within 60 feet if we're not?
Yes,
When it
absolutely. You
rolls
guys can
around.
still do your actions. If you notice that, I mean, you did just tell Malel to hide, so Malel's like hunkered down.
What initiative do we come in on?
You can come in if you guys want to roll for initiative now. That's fine.
A 15.
Okay.
Just FYI, that's the first level.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Just for your information, I casted it first level.
What, inflict wounds?
No, healing word.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god!
Well, wait. It's a cantrip. You can only cast cantrips.
Yeah, it's a cantrip. Oh,
okay.
No, it isn't. It's a bonus action though. Damn it! All right, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is this a good time to cast Spare the Dying?
On Gilly, maybe.
Yeah, I can't. It's an action. All right, so I'm going to run, and I'm going to risk the. Well, he already used a reaction.
He did. Yep.
So I'm going to run. See 30 feet, 20 feet. We got 20 feet of movement.
That's gotta be
you're 30. You're human.
Yeah, I wonder why it says 20.
Are you? What kind of armor are you wearing? I don't think that would matter. But
it might.
He's wearing full chainmail.
Yeah, I was gonna say your AC is 18, but that doesn't affect movement, does it?
Shouldn't.
Taz, your 15 was your
15, yes.
And Malel?
4.
Let's see. I'm gonna run back towards the. No, I'm not. I'm not running back towards the group. I'm gonna run. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 5, right?
Yeah, they're 5.
Yeah, they're 5. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and then a diagonal if you'll allow it.
Yeah.
And then as a bonus action. No, I can't hide. My stealth is. I've got a Dawnbringer lit, and okay.
Well, I think only rogues can bonus action hide. I was just joking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it has to be an action. So yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
I did yell for ambush, but
let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he can move his.
It didn't work.
They're Janus himself with his sword is going to take 2 attacks against you.
Oh my god.
One of them missed.
Yeah.
You take 30 points of damage.
I'm unconscious.
You see Janus, guys, in the darkness ahead of you, bring out his sword and just ram it right through Tim. And Janus says, "Where's your god now?" And then just slides the blade off.
Can we see, is Gilly moving at all? Is she like just slumped on the ground too?
She slumped on the ground. Make a perception check.
Still gonna be better than it looks. 11.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see anything from this distance.
Okay, that's fine.
What do you want to do, Taz?
I'm going to move 45 feet. So one. I won't move quite 45 feet.
That seems a little close.
Yeah. But that should be close enough. And then on, I can tell the difference between Janice and his shade, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's obvious. One has got a glowing sword. The other one appears to have some like sword in his hand, but it's all like in shadow.
Okay.
Is there anybody watching this?
Paylor.
Yeah.
I'm going, I will move up. I'll take Orb Thay, the staff, and cast web on Janice.
Okay.
It's got a 60-foot range with a 20-foot cube.
And what is the roll to save?
Dex 15.
That is a fail. It's a save, right?
Yes.
Yep, that's a fail.
All right. So let's see. A creature is restrained by the webs can use its action to make a strength check against the spell DC to save on their turn, at least.
Okay.
On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the web or until it breaks free.
Okay.
That was my action. And then let's see. Well, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35, 40, 45. That won't make much difference. And then I guess as my bonus action.
I only moved 20 feet.
As my bonus action, you said it's still dark out, right?
It's getting brighter. But I mean, there's enough shadow if you want to.
Still dim light.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my mace would drop light, right?
Probably. His sword though is 15 feet of bright light and 15 foot of dim.
And then I will shadow step 60 feet to the front of the wagon.
Okay. Malel, what are you doing?
All I can do.
I'm going to move up my 30 feet.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to cast Hold Person and try to get it, Janice and his shade. So I'm going to cast it at a 3rd level instead of a 2nd level. They get wisdom saving throws against a DC of 16.
Okay.
And then if they fail, they're paralyzed as long as I hold it up to a minute, but they get a chance to break free basically each turn. At the end of its turn, they can make a saving throw.
What kind of save?
Wisdom.
Okay. You get the feeling that Janice is securely held in your spell. For some reason, the magic that you're using doesn't seem to be able to grasp onto the shade. Okay. As if it is immune to that condition.
Okay. I yell out Gilly's name. I want to see if Gilly's still alive.
Okay. You yell out her name the back up to the top. He's held, and he can use it. He can do this at the end of his turn.
He can make another wisdom saving throw at the end of his turn. Yep.
Okay. I mean, he is going to.
He can use his action to make a strength check against your spell DC to remove himself from the web.
Oh, that's right. You got him webbed as well.
Oh yeah. He's webbed. Let's see.
We got him 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping to get both of them, but I'm not surprised the shade isn't affected by the hold person.
But if you've got a hold person on him, then can he actually use his action to
Not till the next turn.
make a?
Oh
strength-
no, yeah, he won't be able to make the strength check.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can't try to break through. That makes sense.
The echo is. I'm trying to look up the rules on the echo.
Okay.
It's all new, so.
That confirms my suspicion. Need to speak about retiring Taz after this to make a new character. No, I'm kidding.
The Janice might do that for you.
Even if he finishes the job, it was the Aboleth who started it.
Right. Well, I guess just he can teleport to where the thing is, but he's still held.
Yeah, I mean, does the teleportation require like verbal components or anything?
No.
Okay.
It just says no.
Yeah, I would
It's
think
not
he
it-
could.
Yeah, but he's still held. He's not going to do that. He's just going to hold firm.
Okay.
So he can't even speak.
I don't think so. He's paralyzed.
Okay, and so at the end of the turn, he can do another wisdom save.
Yep.
That's a fail. Malel, or I'm sorry, Tim, make a death saving throw.
Come on, natural 20.
Oh my god.
That is not a natural 20.
It wasn't a 1. You got this, Tim.
Taz, to you. You see a couple spooked horses in front of you as you like teleport right in front of them, and they kind of like skitter back a little bit. The rider though, or the guy at the coachman doesn't seem to. He seems to be able to like hold on to the reins. Okay.
Okay.
Did the shade move on his turn, John, at all? It didn't.
No.
It just was there.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good.
Sorry, I'm looking to see if I have. I'm sorry, Tim. I don't have much I can do to help you.
No, I get it.
I will move around to here,
Okay.
and I will.
Coup de grace, right? He's held. You just coup de
Yeah.
grace.
You get advantage on the
That's right.
attack.
That'll work.
Then yeah, I will. I'll,
Oh, the coup de grace on Tim.
Yeah.
Oh no! I mean, the guy was held.
My
I think
plan.
in third edition, anybody who was held, you could just coup de grace. You didn't even have
Oh,
to
okay.
roll. They-
Sorry, Tim, but my plan has come to fruition. Long live
Yeah.
Lathander.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, I will level 2 attacks on Janice
Okay.
with
Okay.
with my hands. Punch.
Okay. Both of those are with advantage.
Okay. Actions unarmed, and they are with advantage. All
Yes.
right, roll number 1. 21.
That's a hit.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do the second attack here real quick too.
Sure.
Roll number 2. 15.
Neither of those hit.
So for the damage on the first one, 6. And I will spend a key point and use Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
Also with advantage.
I love this like salamander of a monk.
20
Yeah, dirty 20 hits.
and an 18.
18 just hits. You feel like you connect right under where the weak spot in the armor.
There is 6 and 7, so 13 more.
You've managed to like bloody up his face a little bit. He still looks furious though.
As furious as he can look, paralyzed.
Yeah, that's true.
It's in the eyes, Shane. He's giving you those eyes.
Malel.
I'm going to move because that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Since he can't attack. There we go. Sorry.
That's okay.
Can I give someone a potion as a bonus action? Right? Is it the same as drinking one, or does it take a full action if it's not?
I think it takes a full action to administer a potion.
Okay. Sorry, Tim.
Hey, it's fine. If I remember,
if somebody wants to look that up,
I think you're right, John.
I think
that's why. Yeah, that's why I asked. I think you're right. And I just can't quite get to you on a single move, so I just can't. Yeah. I will.
Drinking or administering a potion takes an action.
Or drinking one does too. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Good to know. So yeah, I guess I got a chance to hit this guy. I will move up. A little closer, yeah. So,
okay.
And then I'll fire an arrow. Actually, I guess Tim's in my way. Yeah, I'll shoot an arrow at this guy.
Tim's on the ground. I mean, nobody's in your way.
Well, fireballs.
Oh.
Yeah. You should get very constructive with your dimensions.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so I gotta. I assume I have advantage. That's why I rolled 2.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I get a +5. So 20.
20 hits. Who are you hitting?
The main guy, not the shade.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
For
damage.
3 damage.
An arrow sinks right into his leg, and you just see him. His eyes widen just a little bit. Back up to the top. He is going to. Go ahead.
At the end of his turn, he's got to make his will save.
Right. But I think. Let's see. Well, he's going to keep trying to get out of that hold person. What's the save?
16.
He's still held.
Ooh. I'm glad he's not wise.
Death saving.
Yeah, I was worried paladins might be wise.
He's not a paladin. I mean, in name, he's
obviously not. He fucked with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim. Here we go, bud. Oh, woo!
All right.
Tim, you can do it, Tim.
Taz.
Should be a bard. I will 5, 1, 2, 3, move 15 feet, and I will beat him up again. Actions. I'm actually going. see here. Can flurry of blows be used with a monk weapon?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, I want to
Yeah.
use the staff on him this time instead
Okay.
because I get more damage.
Sounds good.
So 2 attacks to start with. An advantage still.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
28.
Definitely hits. The 16 does not.
This is the.
Wow.
And another 28. Okay. So damage on the first strike, well, is 6. Damage on the second strike is 8. I'll spend the key point and do flurry of blows for another 2 attacks. A 20.
That's a hit.
Okay, and a 21.
Both hit.
So
Oh yeah.
10 points and
Ah.
6 points. So 16 total on the second set of attacks.
He's looking pretty rough. You've knocked out a few teeth at this point. I mean, you're just finding all of his open spots, and basically, I mean, he's got full
Like a
scale
punching
on.
bag.
But yeah, I mean, you were just like just wailing on him. I mean, he's not able to respond, and I mean, you could tell though. I mean, just the aura of a person, and he is he is furious. If he's ever able to break out, you're going to be in trouble.
And that is why I retreat back to here.
Malel.
I'm gonna run up and give Tim. I have a minor healing potion, so I'll give it to Tim.
You bend down. You can see like he's got just like a huge wound right under his rib cage, and as you start quaffing the potion into his mouth, he like coughs some of it up, but he does start drinking it. Go ahead and roll the.
Is minor a D8?
No idea. Some things I just.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's D6 or D8, so I think it's D8. There you go. Have a couple hit points.
It's
It's like 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, it's 2d4 plus 2.
Or I'm totally wrong. All right. 2D4. I have 8 hit points.
Hey, Tim,
One,
your eyes kind of flutter open, and you see Mullup kneeling over you. You also see Janice like standing like still just like right next to you.
I say, don't worry about him. Gilly may be dead.
Okay. Okay.
And I think I used. Well, I might have a little bit of movement left. Let me check here real quick. Yeah, so I will. I'll move back just a little bit.
Okay.
Move up in front of Janice and aim at him like you're.
I hit him with the arrow. I feel pretty good about this.
He's still held.
He's still held. The wisdom roll was no bueno.
How many
Wisdom
rounds
save.
does that last there?
1 minute.
Oh,
so
okay.
we still got like 6 more, I think.
Tim.
Yep. Hang on. I'm trying to find my bonus actions. Okay, I'm going to move over to Gilly.
Okay.
Is that 10 feet?
Yep.
Can I tell if she's...
Give me a. I'll let you.
Is that going to take anything?
I'll let you either do perception or medicine.
Is that going to take anything off my action or my bonus action?
Not a bonus action, no.
So like I can use a bonus action and an action if I do this, or because I think I'll just use a bonus action if I'm just gonna I'll stay where I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Okay.
At first level. On Gilly.
You whisper a soft prayer to Paylor, and you feel yourself infused with the Holy Spirit, and
Woo!
you say your healing word, but you don't see her move.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm going to take half my movement, stand up, and turn, and I'm going to look at Janice, and I'm going to look him up and down.
Okay,
And
then run.
And I'm going to swing. I
Okay.
can't cast any more spells, right?
Healing word is a spell, so unless you have a cantrip.
Yeah. I'm gonna swing.
Okay, go ahead.
Dawnbringer. Yeah.
You have advantage on the roll.
Advantage dice roller.
It's over in that little strip on the left.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's that. Okay,
You
so
get 2. Okay.
it's +6, so
22.
22 and 16.
22 hits.
And that is 1d6 + 2. That's 5.
He's still up, but you guys have wailed on him pretty good.
I'm gonna move.
Okay.
Because I only get 1 attack. So 30 feet is
Half
you only used half your movement standing up, so don't forget that.
So 15 feet. 1, 2, 3. That's cheap.
Taz, it's to you.
I will move back up and wail on him with my staff some more.
Okay.
Just feels way too easy, but I'm not gonna
Hey.
complain.
No, he literally killed
Somebody
one of
should
your.
read a goddamn book if they want to break out of this spell.
Yeah, he literally killed one of your players within a round. So
I don't have that. I don't have that inspiration any longer, do I?
It's been less than 10 minutes.
Bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been less than 10 minutes.
Okay, I will. Let me use that real quick.
Okay.
What is
Yours
that?
is a 12, isn't it?
D8, wasn't it?
D8 now. Yeah, I'm a D8 now.
All right, so
There you go.
add
This is
8
for redfish. Pow.
So
24.
yeah, 24. And I'll roll a second attack. And a 21.
Yep.
So let's see. 10 on the first hit.
Okay.
9 on the second hit. Spend a key point. Flurry of blows. Oh, come back here. First attack, 26.
That's a hit.
Second attack, a 13. Dang it.
That is not a hit. Go and roll for damage.
8.
You guys see like Taz just like wailing on him, and every couple of times he hits like armor, you can tell it's not really doing any damage, but he like spins his bow over his head and just cracks Janice across the face, and the shade disappears. And you see like Janice's eyes roll in the back of his head. Are you was that a killing blow?
No.
Okay, so it's subdual.
Yes, I just want to knock him out.
Okay, he's out. You can tell he's still held.
Okay.
I don't know if hold person does that defy
He's in a
gravity?
web too.
And actually, I will. If he is passed out now, I will dispel the web.
Okay,
And
it is dispelled. You see it
kick in.
magically dissipate.
And did he sheath his sword, or was he still holding it?
It dropped to the ground as soon as you
I'll kick
landed
it,
that last blow.
kick it away from him, and then that's probably about all I can do.
You notice that when he dropped it, basically the blade itself disappeared, and it's just like a hilt there.
I'll kick it even further then.
Okay.
Where the hell is my spell?
Malel.
I'll go check on Gilly.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
Oh my god! It was a cantrip.
What was?
Spare the dying. It doesn't matter. I just
Medicine, so 22.
You see blood coming out of her nose, her mouth. She's got a huge like it is burned through, but there's like a hole in her
It's cauterized. That's fine.
torso. But she appears dead.
I yelled Tim's name, I suppose.
Okay.
I come over. And she's dead, right?
She looks that way.
I've got nothing right now. Not until we rest.
She's dead, Jim.
Yeah.
Are we breaking initiative?
Gilly said, "Damn prayer over or something." Jesus, she's dead.
Let's get her in the carriage. Put her in the carriage.
All right. Yeah, we're breaking initiative. Taz.
While they're doing that, Taz will start any kind of rope, anything he can use to start tying Janice's arms up and gag him. And
Okay. Do you have rope on your person?
I am sure I do, because every character comes fully equipped with 50.
Yeah, but Taz doesn't seem like a type of guy who just carries rope everywhere.
I don't have rope.
I've got cooking utensils.
I do actually say I have 50 foot of hempen rope in my
All
inventory.
right. All right. I'll take it.
I'll spend later to upgrade it to silken rope, because that seems a little more in character. So.
Yeah. Does he know how to tie any knots with that rope? That's what I want to know.
Let's see here. I'm gonna say
We'll say survival.
Yeah,
Survival,
that's
yeah.
3 to survival. So
Go ahead and roll me a survival check. See how well these knots are.
check
Pretty
that.
good.
They seem great. They seem like they'll hold
It's
a big
because
guy
you're more
him.
like a sailor now that you're turning into this salamander.
Oh,
So you get him tied. You've
Gag.
got
hands, feet.
Damn
you see Malel and Tim lift Gilly into the carriage.
Okay.
Her body's limp.
Go on, Tim.
I once we get moving, as we're going, I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing.
Okay. And what does that do?
10 minutes. Oh wait, no, I'm not. I'm going to do Channel Divinity, which is as an action, you can use Channel Divinity and present your holy symbol and restore up to 45 hit points among any creatures within 30 feet.
Okay.
Cannot be more than half of their total hit points.
Yeah, and the amount, like, you can go over half, right? But like, they can't gain more than half of their total hit points.
Right.
Malel, you're not damaged, are you?
No.
Okay. So it's just going to be me and Taz. So 45 divided by 2 is, I'm going to give one more to Taz.
Well,
So
I can only
20.
take 24. So.
Oh, well, you'll take 23. You'll take 23, and I'll take 22. How many did you healed me? 8, right?
Yeah. And you owe me for that potion. I want my money.
You want your money?
Yeah, well, I had to use a potion on you.
All right,
Those
fine.
things aren't free. What are we gonna do with this guy, Taz?
I'll go look at. Taz will run over to look at Gilly, and tell.
Okay, she's
tell
inside the
Gilly,
carriage at this point.
I left you a present on the ground back there. And
Who pooped?
and then see if the coachman is somebody I recognize.
Give me a. He's somebody you've seen Gilly use before, but I mean, you don't know his name.
Okay.
Actually, give me an intelligence check.
I'm not very smart.
And I'm going to say to him as well, I said, you're going to take us where we need to go and you're not going to harm us, correct?
He says, I work for Gilly. If
Then
she wants.
Yeah, go ahead.
If she says, if she, I mean, if you're going to help her, then sure, I'll take it wherever you want to go.
All right. And I just want to make sure I believe him.
Okay. Give me an insight check.
15.
I mean, yeah, he seems like he's genuinely concerned. He's a little freaked out about what just happened.
I'm going to say then go fast.
All right, let's back. What are you doing with?
What are you doing with the
You
guy
leaving
that's all
Janice
guy?
in the road or what?
I don't care.
Janice is still
I
All
want
right,
to
if
take
you
care of
don't care,
Gilly.
then I'm going to take Janice and throw him in the carriage with us because we don't need his ass coming after us later.
That's fine. I just want to take care of you and Gilly.
Now,
That's
do you
all
want
I'm.
to talk to him?
Huh?
Because if not, if you don't, do you want to talk to Janice? If not, I'll snap his neck and leave him in the road as it is.
Yeah, I want to talk to Janice.
All right, we'll throw him in the wagon with us.
All right.
Okay. Give me a strength check and with advantage if somebody's going to help you out. Taz is like, you better help me out.
18. Oh, that was intelligence. Sorry.
It's still better than an
It's
18.
still a good. That's yeah.
zero.
The roll wouldn't have changed. I don't have any bonuses to strength. So
Yeah, he's a heavy. Yeah. He's a heavy guy. You get him back into the carriage, and you guys start making your way into Waterdeep proper. You guys, the City of the Dead is here, basically.
Okay.
I tell him where we're going to go. We're going to What's Their Faces.
Okay. So the temple for Ogma is not so much a temple as it's more of a library, but there are clerics there and priests, and it's just outside of Castle Waterdeep here.
Any more Constitution checks?
Yeah, go ahead and give me another one.
Not that I'm looking for it, but
Yeah,
6.
Good call. Good call, Taz.
Roll me a d4.
D4.
Yeah.
3.
You take 3 points of damage.
When I see him start to get sick again, I tell him the story of the Little Mermaid and bardically inspire him.
Really? That's funny.
Under the sea.
That is really funny.
He half listens to the story, but okay.
You kind of have to guide the coachman to the temple itself. Malel, you've heard of it. You haven't been there. You don't really go in for the religious stuff.
But you like knowledge.
Sure.
You guys pull up outside. It is starting to get morning time. It's brighter out. What are you guys gonna do? You guys pull up.
Is there somebody at the front?
I mean, there's no guards or anything waiting outside or anything. You could go inside.
If we can't find anybody who can resurrect Gilly, I want to take her somewhere where she can be.
Okay.
You
may want to.
That's what I want.
If that's who?
Taz.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
If we
Sorry,
can,
I was thinking about the Little Mermaid.
the
story was so true in my head.
Do you want to try and bring Gilly back?
Yes.
Okay, then if there's nobody here who can do it, I want to take her somewhere where we can try and do that.
Okay, give me a religion check. 10.
15.
Okay, you know that time is of the essence on this. I mean, resurrections, the longer you wait, the less chance they have to resurrect. So hopefully you'll be able to find that here. You do know that if you don't have them, or if they don't have the material components, it will cost money. So you guys, who all's going inside?
I am.
Yeah, I assume we'll all go in.
Okay.
I'll stay with the carriage.
You're not going inside? Are you taking...
I actually, Gilly's not very big, right?
She's a halfling.
Yeah, I'll carry Gilly in, and we'll go in.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough.
Maybe you also learn something if you pay attention.
God, really?
Actually, I will, and then I'll stay with the body of Janice.
Oh, okay.
If he looks like he's waking up, I'll punch him in the face.
Sounds good. Tim, you walk inside. Malel, you're there as well. You
do the talking.
You see, like, immediately, you just see this grand library. The walls of the building are circular, or circle. It's like a dome, and walls basically line the entire. Bookshelves line the entire walls, and several large aisles of these huge tomes, and lots of scroll cases, and there seems to be like basically librarians walking to and fro. One of the there's a disciple or a scribe working the front desk, a young auburn-haired woman. She runs up to you and she says, "Oh my God, what has happened?"
Our friend was murdered, and we brought her here hoping perhaps you can help her.
She gets a look on her face and she says, "We're not typically known for being healers, but let me see what I can do." And she runs. You see her kind of run off. At this point, though, you guys have kind of attracted a crowd. People just not so much approaching, but kind of gawking. You guys wait a few minutes, and the young woman comes back, and she's got an older, balding man, human. He walks up and he says, "Is there something I can help you with?"
Our friend here was murdered, and we're desperate. I mean, we'll do anything to bring her back.
We also could use somebody who has greater restoration abilities.
And a restoration.
If you are unsure about the resurrection, if you could point me somewhere where I could go, I will take our friend.
Make me a persuasion check, Tim.
Oh my God. 9.
He says, "Well, we're really..." He looks at you and he says, "You seem to have the garb of a holy man yourself. Are you a worshiper of this new Palor?"
I'm just trying to get our friend back.
Shut up, Tim. Shut up.
He rolled a 9. That's a good 9 response. He says, it will require material components. Of that, we are not a rich temple. If you can procure those, or the money to pay for them,
we can.
We'll be at your service.
How much money do you need?
I want to say the resurrection spell is a gem worth 1,000, like a diamond worth 1,000.
I got it. I just reach in and hand over 1,000 gold.
Have you ever heard of a tank?
Chunk.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm glad you haven't.
You are correct. 1,000 gold diamond.
Yeah. He his eyes get wide and he says, "We'll do the resurrection immediately or get started on it. Since I'm the only healer here, the greater restoration will have to wait, at least for a short while."
I can.
And he looked.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If I'm talking to him, I'm going to say thank you. We appreciate that.
And he like motions for some people to come over, and they'll say, "You're more than welcome." What's that?
Does Taz look like he can wait a little bit? Is he looking like?
Well, he's in the carriage, but
Oh, you stayed in there. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Didn't
You
wanna-
do
did
see.
How
wanna
did he
be
look when
ruined.
we got out? I mean, and as we get the ride over here, does he look really bad or just bad?
He's starting to look not drowish.
I don't recommend a long rest, but if we take one, I can.
Taz, just take a nap. You'll probably be fine. Like a
Funny.
long.
I can
Funny, it
prepare
didn't look
greater
drowish to
restoration.
me.
You can prepare, but you needed a long rest in. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
I don't know that we want to risk it. If we
I
can,
don't want to, but
yeah, if there's a way we can do it sooner.
Give me another Constitution check, Shane, while you're waiting, or saving throw.
Oh, it's a saving throw. I don't think
Yeah.
it makes a difference. It does not make a difference. I don't know what that was. A 4.
You don't take any damage, but you actually get out of the carriage and start like looking around for places you can go to get water.
Okay.
Like you are just like compelled to go find water. You leave, you just take off.
I'll start stumbling down the street.
Okay.
The first water trough I find.
Okay. Yeah, eventually you find one, or you're just gonna like jump in.
I have a little more decorum than that.
Okay, all right.
I'll step in it and,
You too.
and politely sit down.
Like it's a nice hot bath.
Yep.
Is anybody staying with Gilly?
I'll stay with Gilly, Malil, if you want to go check on Taz.
Yep, that sounds fun.
Okay. A couple scribes come over and they take you and Gilly to a what looks to be more of like a meditation chamber. Again,
Mhm.
This place isn't really set up for like healing or certainly resurrections or revivifications. But they start preparing the body. They start, removing like clothing and wiping down the wound and things of that. And they start lighting candles in the room. This is the only room where you see candlelight. They don't really allow candles in the library proper. Malel, you go out to the carriage and nobody's there. Well, I mean, you see the coachman and you see the slumping body of Janice. The coachman looks at you and kind of points down. He just points down the street and shrugs.
Did he say anything?
No, just had a weird look about him.
All right, I run off in that direction.
Okay. It's not too long before you find Taz resting comfortably, or as comfortably as he can be, in a trough. At this point, he does have people kind of like milling about, kind of like making sure he's okay, but not like really getting close because he looks weird.
Yeah. I get up. I walk up to him like, Taz, all right, the 10 gold's yours. Now get out of the trough, buddy. I was just kidding. Come on.
No, I think I'll stay here.
Can I get him? I mean, does he just not refuse to get out of the trough if I try to like get him out of the trough?
I'll leave that up to Taz. You feel compelled to stay in water, but if you get out of water, it's going to hurt, but you'll survive. You just feel like water is now your natural habitat.
I do not think getting out of the water was a good idea.
Look, they've said that I whisper. Look, they've said they can help you there. They just need some time. We need to stay near the temple so that when they're ready for you, we can fix this.
Malel, give me a survival check
Yep.
or intelligence. I'll let you do either one.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, not gonna be great. Let's see. Survival is a little higher, but it's a 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not quite sure what to do. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's.
Mm.
I still have that pixie dust, Taz. We can see what it does. I'm always interested to find out what it does. You might be able to fly or something else.
2 men arrested today in downtown Waterdeep as they are snorting pixie dust laying in a trough.
Never a dull time with us.
How far away was this trough from the temple?
Like a block or 2. He didn't get very far.
Okay. Well, you're gonna stay here, Taz.
If I try to stand up, does the water-soaked clothing seem to help?
And give it a shot.
Stand up.
You definitely feel like you belong in the water, but this will do for a few minutes.
Okay, I'll try.
Give me a survival check, Taz.
Dang. 23, 22.
You can just see the ocean on the horizon.
Oh, shit.
And you feel like that's where you want to be.
Hmm.
However, as you are looking, you see just up the street, you see a bathhouse, and you're like, that might be a better alternative for the interim. So as much as you want to go, you're like that shred of drow that is still clinging onto you says, I'm still Tazlin. I don't belong in the ocean. If I need to be in water, maybe this bathhouse will work.
I should be more civilized.
You don't know. You don't know how long you can hold on to that hope, though, or that shred.
I'll point to the bathhouse.
Okay, Malel, you notice the bathhouse as well.
I'll be there.
All right.
Malel, give me a charisma check.
And I'll get up and start walking towards the bathhouse.
7?
Yep.
You're killing these rolls.
Yeah, no.
Are you going with him to the bathhouse, or are you?
No, I'm gonna make sure that somebody, once they're ready to restore him, knows where he is. So
Okay.
I'm gonna head back to the temple.
Okay.
I'm gonna check on what's his name, who's slumped in the back. I'll probably punch him in the face.
Okay. He does still seem to be slumped and well tied. You can't tell if he was awake or not, though.
Okay. Well, I'll punch him just to make sure.
Okay. You hear him kind of groan a little bit, but he doesn't get up.
All right. There's more where that came from.
Taz, you go into the bathhouse, and immediately the proprietor like kind of shrieks. They don't know what to do with you.
Charge him double. Come on,
I'll
make a little money here.
I'll mumble something about official business of the Silver Hand and keep on walking into the back.
All right, give me a persuasion check. Or intimidation. I'll let you pick.
Yeah,
because it's fairly intimidating to have a sea monster, walk into your.
I'll do persuasion. Maybe.
Jesus.
They kind of nod your passive perception though is pretty high still.
Mhm.
Yeah, like 22.
22.
You see him kind of like the proprietor like lean over and whisper to another person, and that person like jets out the front door like past you.
Okay.
And they nod and they say, right this way. And they let you go to like one of the private baths.
Yep. And I will hold up there for.
Okay. They immediately shut the door. You hear it lock.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Tim, back to you.
Mhm.
The Revivify. Why don't you go ahead and read the Revivify spell and see what's required, how long it takes, and if Palor is going to take part in the proceedings. Oh, that's cool. You got your stats.
I always
That
have it prepared.
You always have what prepared?
Revivify.
No.
It's what it says on my thing. It didn't show up though. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute. God damn it.
Did you have it prepared?
It's always prepared. I guess is what it says. I just didn't.
Do you have
see
that
it.
highest spell level left though?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
have
having
one
it
slot left.
No. Well, that's 1,000 gold mistake.
Never
Yeah.
trust D&D Beyond.
No,
If
wait,
you've written it on your paper,
Resurrection
you
or
know.
Revivify?
Yeah, we want resurrection. I could have done revivify.
Yeah. You want resurrection.
But-
You want
Okay.
right? Isn't that what we want?
Yeah, revivify is within the past, which I could have done if I was a good player.
You are forgiven.
Trauma happens. That's not bad. Resurrection, you touch a dead creature that's been dead for no more than a century that didn't die of old age and isn't undead.
Yeah.
It takes an hour to cast.
If its soul is free and willing, the target returns to life with all its hit points. And 1 million gold.
Okay. You guys, for the better part of an hour, the scribes work on preparing the body for the ritual, and they begin their prayers to Ogma as they start the ritual. You may join in.
Yeah, I'll start praying to Palor.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
The fuck? 8. Really? Come on. That doesn't seem right.
8 total? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
You're distracted. You didn't sleep all night. I mean,
Yeah.
this isn't
You guys,
like
you're literally like what, got one spell slot left, and
Yeah.
you died today, and so it's been a day.
Died today. Died yesterday. Even died her tomorrow.
You just aren't feeling his presence. You don't know what's going on. You're saying all the right things. You're going through the motions, but you just don't feel it.
All right.
It's one of the few times that you've maybe felt doubt about who you're worshiping. But the priests all work together. The old man works in concert with the scribes as they're doing the motions with the candles over the body, and you don't really recognize the symbols that they're making, but you understand it's basically all the same purpose. They ask you, as a friend of the deceased, if you would like to say anything to bring the body or bring the soul to the body.
Yeah. I feel like this is my fault. Taz needs you. We need you. I need you. Please come back.
Okay, give me a
You're gonna make me roll.
yeah. Give me a persuasion roll.
17.
You again, you don't feel like the hand of Palor here. You spoke out of friendship and memory of how Gilly has served you and been a friend to Nickel and a friend to the whole group. And you spoke from the heart. And as the scribes are praying and you say your words, after a few moments, the shroud that is covering the body slowly starts to rise and fall as she's breathing in and out.
I immediately touch her and cast Cure Wounds. Immediately.
Okay. She's
all
at
her
full
hit
hit points, but she
That's
got all.
fine.
But he didn't know. That's fine.
That's what I wanted. I wanted to.
Sure. You do like force Baylor through you in an act of just like willfulness and bless her with a few more hit points, and her eyes flutter open and she just looks up and gets that wry smile that you remember almost always having. She says, "Thank you. I'm glad you made it. I'm so sorry."
You have nothing to be sorry for.
You owe me 1,000 gold.
Gilly, do you know anyone who has greater restoration abilities right now?
She
I know you came back,
she says, "Tim, I appreciate what you've done. It's been a long day.
No,
I need to rest."
It's still morning. We need to get Taz taken care of.
She
No,
says,
I understand. I understand,
Gilly. She does get a look of concern when you say Taz, and she say, "What's wrong with Taz?"
He's contracted some sort of curse or disease, and essentially he's turning into a fish. And I can't heal him. I can't do anything. And we needed to save you, so we have to wait if we need to stay here and help Taz.
You can see as you're explaining this, like exhaustion is just passing over Gilly's face, and her eyes kind of like they flutter open and then closed again. And right before she like falls asleep, she says, "Jarlaxle's going to be really upset about that." And she goes to sleep. You don't get any more out of her.
That's
you
fine.
Shake her. I mean, but she's just
no. I wouldn't shake her. I wouldn't shake her.
Oh, you shake her.
Can we rest here tonight? I turn to or for the day. Can we rest? Can she rest?
Absolutely, yeah. You need to rest here too.
I was just thinking.
You're not welcome, but she is.
We're not really set up for.
No.
Okay.
We have a place to stay if we need to.
Very well. She'll be well taken care of.
Who was Janice hanging around with at the
let me see.
At that party?
Yeah. It was
one of the Lathander.
Yeah,
people.
his name is Cardinal something. I can't remember his name.
It's the principal from Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't bring up his name right now. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm having a lot of trouble with names right now. And my notes are very not good.
Yeah, my notes are typically a little bit better, but I'm using a different app. And
Would you have met him when you like went to the temple? Is that where it's from?
Right. I met him.
You go ahead.
I didn't. I don't think I met him at the temple. The temple, we had a big ordeal with the tree and things like that.
You do know that Laurel Silverhand told you guys the last time you talked about it that they placed him under arrest.
Yeah. I've got one more spell slot left.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait, maybe I have more than one. I have 2, 3, 4 spell slots. I think I don't have that many. I think maybe I forgot to hit.
You might have forgot to hit a button.
I at least have one though, and I'm going to cast Sending to Laurel.
To Silverhand?
Yeah.
We have little things you can just talk to her with.
Oh, really? That's right.
Yeah, your badge.
I'm going to actually then tell Malel. I'm going to say Malel, because Gilly doesn't have this yet, right? Gilly doesn't have one of those, or not Gilly, Taz.
No.
Okay, I'm going to tell Malel Gilly's alive. I'm alive.
Yeah, I mean, I came back to the temple.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, once I tested me where you're going.
Okay,
so
in that case,
I wasn't like.
Oh, I thought you were hanging out. I thought you were hanging out in the carriage with Janice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I would have had you in there, Malel.
That's okay. No, I mean, I was coming back so that once they were done, I would check and see once the resurrection was done and go from there. But I wasn't going to interrupt it or anything. I wasn't like in the room when they were doing it. That shit's weird.
Malel, should we tell Laurel
about
Janice?
I don't even know what about what
Janice.
about
Janice is a proclaimed paladin of Lathander, and he was hanging around with the cardinal at the party, and the cardinal has since been arrested. I remember Laurel telling us. So I'm assuming Janice was sent to kill me. I mean, that was the point.
Well, he did that. I mean, so
I know he.
We should. I mean, yes, I assume. I mean, I assume we can talk to Laurel Silverhand unless we need to talk to him before we hand him over to somebody.
Yeah, I suppose maybe we hand Janice over to him. I don't know. Or I mean, Laurel.
There's nothing you need to know from him before we do.
I mean, I know what happened. We can try. I just didn't want to go hasty and tell Taz to snap his neck. You know, I don't. Yeah. I'm not for murder. I mean, I know he tried to kill me, but he did kill me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's fine.
I'm tired. I died. I was unconscious today. I'm deferring to you, honestly, on all of the, all of the matters of diplomacy.
Sure. I mean, that's fine. We can definitely get in touch with Silverhand. More importantly, how are we going to help Taz?
I don't know. I need a long rest if I'm going to use Greater Restoration. And Gilly, I probably shouldn't have pushed, but I asked, and she just said that 3-name person, what was was not going to be happy about this with Taz. What the hell?
Do we have time for you to take a rest? I mean, is Taz? I mean, that's my fear.
I don't know. I don't want to.
Changing.
I'd really like to.
John, do I know? I mean, any temples that would like maybe be able to perform it without it making us wait?
Make a religion check.
Wow, that weather just turned outside.
Yeah, sure did.
Just what happens when you're on the coast.
11.
Yeah.
You again, you know that Mistra, she's a goddess of magic. They might be able to help. And then Denier, who is a minor god of kind of the same things that Ogma is the god of. So they might be able to help too. But Lathander was like the source for healing in the city before.
Sure.
I do know. I mean, I do have some followers. But
here's what I'll tell you to do. You get your rest. I will try to get it done before you're done resting, and if I don't, I will.
All right.
We'll rely on you to do it.
That's I like that. Be safe, okay?
All right, I'll go check on. Yeah. Where can we
Don't use my name.
Where can we use Where can we use Janet? What can we do with Janice in the meantime? I mean, I suppose.
We
he's
can
tied
take him
up.
to Nichols' place.
Still a dangerous guy.
I don't need any information from Janice. Any information I get from Janice, I can get from Silverhand. Silverhand will get that information. So I prefer to just alert Silverhand.
Okay. That's fine. So that's what you get some rest. Where are you gonna be at?
I would like to stay here with Gilly. I need to check to make sure I'm welcome.
Okay.
If
not,
not,
I mean, we can obviously stay at
right.
Nichols' place.
Right.
Well, find out so I know where you're going to be.
Okay, I'm gonna give. Yeah, let's ask.
Well,
let's ask
I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to go check on Taz. He's just a block away at, I don't know, some sort of bathhouse.
Oh, what?
Taz is getting a handy during all this. I don't think that's appropriate.
Possible. I couldn't tell which kind of bathhouse it was.
Okay.
I'll go check on Taz while he's checking if he can stay.
All right. If you need me, can you get a hold of me?
I'm going to come back here and talk to you in like 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll wait to go to bed. I'll check and make sure that.
All right.
Yep.
Give me just a second. I'm going to use the restroom.
Yep. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, we are in the place of
It got windy and it got rainy. I should have sent the link to my kids. They don't want it. That's my.
You still can.
Yeah, I feel like we're almost done.
they kind of make mention of, donations would be nice, but you are more than welcome to stay and rest.
I thank them and I give them another 100 gold.
They take it gladly. Taz, your bath is going well. Malel, as you make your way back over to the bathhouse, you see an excited young person pulling a couple city watch guards into the building with them. Can you you can read lips, right?
I can.
Yeah, you can't quite hear what they're saying from the distance, but you hear or you see them mouth something about a weird, frightening looking drow come in and demand a bath.
All right. I'll just try to hail them. I'll yell officers and try to see if I can get their attention before they go inside.
They're already at the front door. They're walking in as you.
Okay.
One of them looks behind, but they make their way in.
All right, I'll rush in then and try to catch up with them.
Okay. As you walk in, you see them they're across the main room, where they're basically there's a desk to your as you walk in. There's a desk on the wall to your left, like a reception desk, and then across the wall in front of you and the wall to your right, there are rooms. And again, there's a staircase opposite you on the far wall that leads up to another level where there are more. But the guards are banging on one of the doors. Taz, you hear this. Open up.
While Taz was in there, is there a way I could have used key points in a similar fashion of stillness of mind that lets you get rid of charmed or being frightened to kind of center and bring himself back?
I will let you gain advantage. Yeah, I'll let you gain advantage on the next Constitution roll to resist the pull of the sea.
And now you're thinking of Little Mermaid again.
And speaking of which, we'll go ahead and roll another Constitution saving throw.
And I will spend a key point.
We got the hot crustacean band.
18.
18, that'll do it. You feel like you could get out and answer the door if you so chose. You do not take any damage from this one either.
Okay, but I didn't lock the door. They did. So
okay.
I'm assuming that since it's locked, I can't unlock it from my side.
Yeah, you can. You could if you wanted
to. Then yes, I will.
I think they just didn't want anybody walking in on you.
Sluice some of the water off my outfit.
Okay.
And unlock the door. And
okay.
And yes, can I help you?
Yeah, Malel, you see a soggy Taz answer the door as you walk in, and are you're yelling at the guards or?
Well, I did when they were outside, but I'll wait and see. I mean, I'll I'll get close, but not like the guards are going to be anxious that I'm so close.
As soon as they see Taz, and he looks like a soggy eel. He looks like Squidward right now, basically. The city guards put their hands on their weapons, and they'll say, "Is everything all right, sir? You're not looking well."
I'm not feeling well. I recommend you all stay back. We'll shut the door. I have individuals who are taking care of me.
Make a persuasion or intimidation roll.
I'll go with persuasion.
Go ahead and do it with advantage since you look like a hideous freak.
25.
That'll do it. They'll be like, you see one of the guards look at the other one and kind of shrug, and they look at the proprietor who's still standing behind the desk, and they say, "Is he a paying customer?" And the proprietor says, "He is not paid yet."
I'll walk up at that point and pay for him.
The proprietor looks at you kind of scornfully, like, "God dang it, I could have had this guy out of here." And he says, "And you are?"
Oh, I'm a friend of his. He's not feeling well, so I'm trying to speak to a healer that can either come to here or take him to them.
If he spreads illness here, you will be held accountable. What's your name, sir?
Tim.
This is the proprietor speaking.
Yes. Yeah.
My name's Millel, and I guess I'll flash that the hero of Waterdeep badge at him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Sure. I want to use intimidation, even though I'm better.
Sure.
At persuasion. I want to tell him, and if anything happens to my friend while I'm trying to find him some help, the guards will be coming back to deal with you. Let's see.
What have they got? To
My intimidation is +6, so 21.
I mean, that should do it. You could roll with advantage if you want, but 21's pretty good. You see the proprietor kind of like shrinking violet. He just like says, "I'm just trying to look out for my business. You understand. I just didn't want anybody sick in here."
Yes. I throw like 10 more gold down on the floor. This will take care of your business. Now leave my friend alone.
The proprietor looks over at the guards and kind of nods and motions them out the door. Says, "Thank you," and says, "Thank you, sir. Thank you, Malel." And he
Call
bends
after the
down.
guards as they're leaving. Thank you, gentlemen.
They both still have their hands on their weapons and kind of hurry themselves out of the establishment.
And
All right, I'll
turn
walk
my
over to
back.
talk to Taz quietly. Are you okay? Can I leave you here for a little bit longer while I get this sorted?
A little bit longer, yes. Sooner is always better.
Okay. I'm trying to find somebody who can do this. If our worst case scenario is Tim needs some rest and perhaps he can do it himself. I'll be back. I'll be in touch as quickly as I can.
Both of you guys give me intelligence checks.
I'm not the smart one.
What time of day is it, Johnny?
Morning.
Okay.
At this point, like mid-morning.
8.
13.
I mean, you did just flash the badge of Waterdeep. You feel like if push comes to shove, maybe getting Laurel, her input on this might be beneficial. You don't know with the lack of healers in the city. She's a good last option if you need one.
Okay. Do you want me to get Silverhand involved, or should we try to handle this on our own?
Does
Give me
Taz have any
a
contacts?
give me a charisma check.
8.
I don't know if charisma was the best. Can you think of a better gauge of your underworld contacts?
Survival. I mean,
Let's see here.
Yeah, it could be.
I have the. Well, let me look at. I'm a courtier. I have the courtier background. A knowledge of how bureaucracies function, gain access to records, inner workings of the noble court government you encounter. You know the movers and shakers are, whom to go to for favors you seek, and what current intrigues of interest are in the group are.
Okay, yeah, you know that the nobles of Waterdeep, especially the well-to-do, like the really wealthy ones, they keep some clerics and healers on retainer. You feel like somebody in the castle or the North Ward should be able to help you out. You know that Gilly knows of a woman named Esvel Roznar, Roznar. Her family has just come back to Waterdeep after a while away. They were kind of shamed into leaving about 100 years ago. Their family was caught as being slavers.
Hmm.
She's back in the city. The family has money. They might be able to help. And you know that Gilly knows this person, though you never met her.
Okay. What about Maloon War Dragon?
He's part of the Gray Hands. They might have a healer. You don't. I mean, with the way things are, the likelihood that the Gray Hands are just sitting around doing nothing is not likely.
No, I didn't think that they were just waiting for us to.
No, not
screw.
No, yeah, right. You feel like either of the three options could work.
Okay.
Silverhand, War Dragon, or Roznar. You don't know where Roznar is. With Silverhand's contact, she could get War Dragon there almost immediately, or a healer.
Yes, if you can contact the Silverhand, then I think that will expedite our issue or expedite matters and hopefully put us back to where we need to be.
Okay.
Eventually, Tim, a couple of the scribes come up to you and they say, while we do appreciate the donations, it's come to our understanding that you have a man bound in a carriage outside. Is that going to be dealt with, or?
Yeah, I believe we'll likely be contacting the Silverhand, and that will be dealt with promptly. I'm waiting on my friend to come back with more information. He should be back momentarily.
Okay.
Give
me a.
We do not intend for that person to stay here.
Very well. Are they a criminal of some sort, or?
I would say so. That is the individual who injured me and slayed Gilly.
He's wearing the robes of Lathander.
That is an accurate statement.
It just seems odd to me.
Yeah, it is odd. There's much going on, and Silverhand will take care of this. I have confidence that the Silverhand will take care of this. If not, we will not put you in any danger.
Very well. Thank you. We can have the carriage move around to the stables if you'd like.
That would probably be best, having a guard. We'll try and have a guard on hand just to make sure that the criminal stays subdued. Somehow we'll try and take care of that.
Very well. She instructs you where exactly the carriage is, or the stable is located, in case you want to head that way. Malel, what were you gonna do?
So I will. I'll step outside and use my badge to try to contact Laurel Silverhand.
Okay. She responds fairly immediately. She says, "Malel, it's good to hear your voice. What seems to be the problem?"
Well, it's been an odd day. I've got Kazlin Ember has some sort of illness that is somewhat dire, and I need someone who can perhaps do some sort of restoration spell on him. And then, meanwhile, I also have the Paladin Janice tied up in a carriage that probably I don't know if I can hand him over to you or to someone, but he's been on a little bit of a rampage this morning, and we were able to stop him. But I'm worried about Taz.
She says Paladin Janice. I'm not sure I know the name. Should I?
He's the right-hand man of the Cardinal Mance Trandish. I believe he was wanted, and Janice would have been involved in any of the same business that he was.
Ah, I see. Very well. Can you bring Taslin to me?
I can.
Okay.
I'll have Janice with me as well. He's tied up in a carriage. But I can bring both of them to you.
Very well. My guards will be waiting at the main entrance of the Castle Waterdeep.
Okay.
Have the guards bring Taslin straight to me.
Okay.
And with that, she cuts off. You don't hear her say anything else.
Okay.
Taslin, what are you doing in the meanwhile? Chilling in the bath?
Yes.
Give me another
bathtub at that.
Give me another Constitution save.
Can I do the key point again?
Yeah, as long as you got him, sure.
Okay.
Well, if you got him.
Well, I've got him. We're getting close to running out, but I've got him. Constitution.
Wow.
Wow, that's a pooper.
Roll a d4.
No.
All right, you take 4 damage.
All right.
1.
Again, you feel like you could feel your tongue swelling up in the back of your throat, and you like retch. And when you do, you retch like this, like really filmy, sticky substance that's no longer like normal bile.
I'm beginning to think this is not good.
You would be right.
It been since Malel?
Sorry?
How long has it been since Malel left?
Oh, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, at that point, I will have contacted him. Just let him know what I was told and ask what
I don't think we
information.
can talk through these things to each other, right? It's just a Laurel, or can't we?
You can, but Laryl will hear it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So that's what I just want to, because I'm okay to rest here if I need to, or if there's a better place for me and Gilly.
Yeah, he instructs that he's going to turn Janice in. So if you don't have anything to say to him, you won't be seeing him.
Okay, I'm going to take a rest then.
Okay. You're going to take a long rest?
Yep.
So you just like there's a basically like a common room where all the scribes of the temple sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And these are really sparse cots, and you just collapse on one and start snoring.
I'm falling asleep. I start praying essentially to Paylor, and it's just what happened.
Okay. As you fall asleep, you just, you find yourself saying these prayers, but then soon exhaustion overtakes you.
Yep.
And you are sound asleep. You get to the carriage. You get back to the bathhouse, Malel.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to persuade Taz to leave?
Yeah. So, I'll knock on his door and
Okay.
tell him that Silverhand is going to help, and I think it's best we leave as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Give me one more Constitution saving throw to see if you can get in the get up out of the bath and follow Malel.
Okay. Oops, there we go. It won't be better than last time. There we go.
Much
17.
better. Yeah, you see the reason in this, and you feel like Malel has your best interest at heart.
As I don't want to be a fish.
Would you rather be a fish?
You follow slowly and trailing slime and water in your wake as you leave the establishment. You see the proprietor behind the desk. He's like just sweating looking at you and like gives like a meek wave goodbye.
I'll wave at him. And I will repay you.
He doesn't know what to do. He's just like happy to see you leave. Malel, what are you doing? Are you helping him into the carriage or?
Yeah. Yep. I will. I'll help him get up in the carriage and tell the carriage driver to get us to Silverhand as quickly as possible.
As you like assist him up in there, you grab onto like one of his arms and push him up by his elbow. And as you pull your hand away, like some of his like arm and like there's like a coating of like slime that just like comes off of his arm and onto yours. It doesn't hurt or anything, but you could tell like he's just like turning into jelly in front of your eyes.
I'm picturing airplane.
Yeah, I mean, you don't seem to be hurting from it other than like the sickness. You feel like you have like a really bad fever, but you're not. Whatever it is that you're about to become, it's
not
the
something he wants
transition.
to be.
I'll try to keep a straight face so he doesn't know how bad he looks.
Okay. Give me
But
a
I'll fail.
performance check.
Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, you look great, Taz.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys get to the gates, Castle Waterdeep. You could tell it isn't just guards there. There are what appear to be servants of the castle. They even look like healers that are on hand. And immediately they all kind of pall at the look of this drow, which is unusual for Waterdeep anyways. And to see one looking the way that he does is enough to make most of them kind of shudder. Like you look like a wet dog. I mean, your dreads are just like matted and down around your face, and you do not look well.
And are they just standing there staring?
No.
Okay.
They're like ushering you to follow them.
Oh, yeah.
Malel, what are you doing?
Do I recognize anyone here? I assume Silverhand's not here.
No, she's not.
I guess I will go to one of the guards and let them know that I've got the man Janice in the cart as well. And they can. I don't know if Silverhand has something planned for him, but they can take him into their custody, and I'll stay with my friend.
Okay. You walk up to what looks to be like one of the captains of the guard, and it's a very hardy, stout-looking female dwarf, and she's got like a short cropped beard and like even like a shorter crew cut. And she says, "No worries, we'll take care of them." And she says, "Best be on your way. They seem to be hurrying off with him."
Thank you.
You make your way towards through the catacombs of this of Castle Waterdeep.
Stumble, drip, drip. Stumble,
Yeah.
Drip, drip.
At points, you feel like you're being carried, Taz. I mean, you feel like when you can't seem to keep up the pace, they're like shouldering you, and you're getting like your slime on all their clothes. And go ahead and give me another
I can hear
Constitution.
the ocean. It's calling. All right, this is my last key point.
Oh, that 3 knocked into the
Little
man.
asshole.
So what was it? 7?
A 7.
7. Yeah, roll d4.
Oh,
Yeah, this one you feel like you've used like Malel. You see up ahead. You see like them start fighting with Taz as he's like pulling at them
I
to
can
try
hear
to
the
get to
ocean.
water.
Let me go.
Yeah,
The
and
water
it's like
calls.
it's actually kind of disconcerting. It's frightening. You've never seen this, and he like spills more of this like bile out of his mouth, and his like features start to sag even more, and his skin grows ever more pale. You can like literally see like most of the veins in his arms that are exposed, and it's kind of a gross sight. They usher him into this room, and in the room is the Blackstaff, the High Mage of Waterdeep. Silverhand is there with him. They ask you, Malel, if you'd like to be present while
Is
they
the black staff
perform.
a him or her?
It's a female.
Okay.
She's like a young.
I thought it was because I thought she was Harshnag's.
She was
Okay.
Harshnag's lover. Yeah.
Yeah,
More-
I'll stay here while they're
Okay.
doing their work.
they work quickly. You see the clerics all start preparing him for the ritual, and it doesn't take too long. Vajra uses her staff to actually perform the ritual. You, from what you know, she's not a healer herself, but apparently she has access to healing type spells.
Yeah, I gave me one of the staffs.
And you feel, Taz, you feel like this intense, your body just feels like it's on fire. Like you see Taz just like start buckling with the as the ritual goes, and as his like body starts to like reform itself and recongeal, I guess is the best way of saying it. His skin starts to darken again. His hair starts to like dry and like look a little crisper, like normal drow hair. And eventually, like you see him like laying flat on this stone slab. He's alive, but he is passed out. Snoring softly. Vajra looks at you and she says, was this the work of an aboleth?
I don't know what you call it. Some sort of water monster. We met it basically dealing with the giants.
What would an aboleth have to do with this?
The aboleth is what you call this water monster. The giants have set up some sort of undersea area where they are, I don't know, where they're holding court, I suppose you say. So perhaps through that, they're because of that, or they're set up that way because they're working with some sort of sea monster. I don't know. This is all a little bit beyond me. We know that it seems like me. This and Silverhand's here too. You said, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll kind of fill her in on what we found out about. Sorry, I'm getting my notes here real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Just kind of fill them in on what we know about the giant situation and how the sister. I'm trying to find names here. Yeah, that Sarissa was in power, but that Imarith has kind of taken power from her. We're trying to figure out a little bit what's going on, but it seems like this Imarith and perhaps because Uthor was kind of on Sarissa's side, right?
As best you could tell, yeah.
So perhaps Imarith has fallen in league with someone who she thinks can lead her to the, to being the king of the giants or the queen of the giants once the ordning is settled?
Well, go ahead and, well, no, you don't need to roll for this. I mean, I know this kind of getting jumbled here. So you know that you recognize Emerith a couple different ways. You saw a telescope or a looking glass she was wearing as a necklace. She's actually a blue dragon in disguise. You knew that when you, or figured that out when you met her at court. You didn't confront her about it. She was later confronted by Sarissa, who was kind of, you guys put this kernel of treachery in her court, in her mind, and she confronted Emerith and was attacked. And Uthor contacted you saying she's been attacked.
Yeah, by a kraken. Now I see my notes.
No. She was attacked by Emerith, who turned on them and then left. You guys were in Yartar trying to track down Queen Neri's killer.
Yep.
You, Nickel and Ven made it onto the boat. You guys both learn that there's another faction at play, and this faction is known as the Kraken Society.
Yep.
And you both learned separately that the Kraken Society is vying for power in Yartar. They got more money and power via being paid off to assassinate Queen Neri and kidnap King Hekaton.
Yeah.
King Hekaton is now on a boat that is traveling.
Right.
Yep, it's traveling in the trackless sea somewhere. The Kraken Society worship Slarkrethel, who is
Kurg's Kraken.
Kurg's favorite Kraken. And once you relay all this, they say, have you heard of Neverwinter?
Of course.
Apparently, there's been some sort of attack. Artist Simber left in the night. We've not heard message back from him yet. We know it's a lot to add to your plate. If you could find out what's going on in Neverwinter, we'd be much obliged. But we know that there's probably things that you need to tie up here before leaving again.
Speaking of,
so they said Artist Simber went to Neverwinter in the night
after he heard that there was an attack on Neverwinter.
Yep.
He just went to meet Crow.
I need to find out what's going on with my friends in Yartar, but I think at some point, yes, Neverwinter is going to have to be where we do a little more investigating.
At this point, Silverhand speaks up and says, if you need to do research, I'd say that the Temple of Ogma might help you learn more about the dragons or about the Kraken. I wish I could be more about myself, but they are the lore keepers of the city.
that's where I am, right?
Yes.
How do you spell that, John? The temple?
OGHMA.
It's the OG ham.
HMA.
I know, but it's not funny.
This is Alexander Hamilton all over again. Taz, you are sleeping peacefully.
Good.
And dreaming of not the ocean, but you are dreaming of the sun shining on your face and feeling no ill effects.
Yay.
Go ahead, Malone.
I'm just trying to decide. I mean, obviously, Malo's been up all night. I don't know if he's going to try to just push through and find out what he can find out, or if he should just take a rest as well, maybe even just a short rest. I think I'll head back to the temple.
Okay.
I don't know if the carriage is still. Yeah, I didn't think
You
about
don't see
giving
the carriage, but you don't have any. I mean, you're a hero at Waterdeep. You can get
Yeah,
the accommodations
sure.
should you need them.
Yeah. I will also. Yeah, I'll make my way back to. I guess they're just gonna have Taz. They're fine with Taz staying here at least temporarily.
Yeah, I mean they pretty much insist that he not move.
As long as I don't ooze over
Okay.
everything.
They suggest
Yeah,
a long rest from him.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
without calling it a long rest. A long rest.
I'll head back to the temple, of Ogma,
Okay.
and see what I can find out, at least in the short term, and maybe find somewhere nearby that I can stay.
Okay. You eventually get back to the temple. It's around midday. You see the same scribe that was there that morning. Young, beautiful, auburn-haired woman. She comes up to you and she says, "My, you've had an eventful morning. Your friends are sleeping soundly, both alive."
Thank you for helping them. It's yeah, you don't know the half of it. Tell me what you know about the Kraken Society, and perhaps, John, I wrote this down, but I know I didn't ask for it. Is it Sarkerthel?
Yeah, it's here. I'll write it out.
Yeah.
And just so you know, if I still had inspiration, I feel like you should take it away.
Why?
I didn't have a 5th level spell left because I tried to cast Inflict Wounds at 5th level, but I do have Resurrect Dead at 5th level.
I'm not going to take away inspiration for forgetting how to play your character. That's punishment enough. I think I consider that 1,000 gold that you just used to be punishment enough.
Yeah.
She says to you, she says, "I mean, I can help you, of course, but I need some introductions first." She says, "Well, what's your name, sir?"
My name's Malel. I apologize for being abrupt. I haven't slept in a while. I'm helping the city with some of the problems that have been going on around with the giants, and I need information on a group that may be involved. Again, I believe they worship Slorkathel, and they may call themselves the Kraken Society.
She kind of squints her eyes and ponders that for a minute. She says, "Give me a few minutes and I'll see what I can find." She says, "I'm Vanessa, by the way, Vanessa Simber," and then she walks off.
What? Is Malel going to marry into a noble family?
I don't think Artis Simber's noble.
I like how we go
Malel.
from one name mention to marriage.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm like setting them up. Tim, you sleep soundly in your, as you were falling asleep, you just like Palor was on your lips, like why and what was going on. In your dreams, Palor comes to you, but he doesn't come to you in like personification or anything. He comes to you by way of the memories of other people, and you see a young baby left on a doorstep of a monastery, and you see this young baby grow to be a young boy in this monastery and sweeping floors and tending gardens and learning lessons from a book. And you peer closer in this book is the Prayer Book of Lathander. And you see this boy growing bigger and stronger. And you notice this boy has the ears of a half-elven boy. And you see this child begin to be trained in the ways of the martial arts. He picks up a sword, and as paladins are training him, you can see he has proficiency for it, more so than the studying of the books, which is, through the memories you see he kind of turns away from those. And he gets better and better with the sword, and he practices more and more with the sword. And as the people in the monastery see that he has proficiency for that, they move him to a different monastery, where this one is harsher and more brutal on the kids there. And they are trained as weapons of war. And though they wear the robes of Lathander, they do not walk in the same light that Lathander walks in. And you see the boy praying and crying that he can't reach his deity. And you see more memories of Arcanus working with these clerics as they teach this child about his shade. And you've come to find out that this order is called the Order of the Shade, and this secluded order of Lathander that you had no recollection of. And you see this child grow up into be a man, and you follow his journey as he does the deeds that the church probably sees as a necessary evil. But when you look at it, it just seems like it's evil. This should not be. This is not what Lathander wanted. And you see this child just honed into being this perfect warrior. And you see him riding north as the snows fall. And you see him and the rest of his order infiltrate this army. And this army, at the head of this army, is a man that you know is Alexander Mondragon. And this paladin of the Order of the Shade kills Mondragon and kills the illithid that was at the head of this army and kills the children that were being used as pawns in this army as psionic weapons. And you see the paladin grab Mondragon's sword, the sword known as Novax, this great sunblade, and take it for his own. And as the snows fall, as he marches back south, you see him get word that the clerics of Lathander have lost their power and the church is no more. And he starts to gallop hard as he rides south towards Waterdeep. And as the 8 hours go, you guys get your rest. Malel, you get some information on Slarkathel.
Mm-hmm.
You know that he is ancient. He's feared by all beasts and even some minor deities. This is not a entity to be trifled with. You do remember Kurg mentioning on occasion that Slarkathel is a danger and a present one in the oceans. You remember the Kraken Society being present in Luskan. The Kraken Society was in fact the ones who perpetrated the murder on the captain of the ship, Captain Xena. They employ things called deep scions, who are basically acolytes of the Krakens that have been warped and turned by the Kraken's powers into basically sea creatures. Not unlike what Taz
Yep.
was going through.
Okay.
Is that the only information you're gonna try to get?
Man, I guess I'll try to find something out about blue dragons as well, because they said this society also knows about dragons.
Yeah, actually, Vanessa says that she is, in fact, she calls herself a wormologist. That's her specialty is dragons. And though you get much of the information that is known about blue dragons, but she knows Imrith in particular is an ancient blue dragon, and they call her the Doom of the Desert. And she lives in the Anarok Desert.
Sorry, I'm writing. What was the name
That's
of that
fine.
desert again?
Yeah, I'll write it. And I'll show you guys on a map.
How far did we ride to this temple from the point of attack?
Well, here we're on the map now, so let me. So you guys are. Let's see, where's Castle Waterdeep? So you guys are right around here, and you guys were right around here. So like a half hour's ride. And then let's see. So you guys, can you see the Anarok Desert here?
Gotta zoom way out.
I gotta zoom out. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
There it is. Yes.
All right, I missed it, John. Can you ping it
Yep,
again?
I'm pinging it.
I had to zoom out.
All the way to the right.
Yeah, still pinging.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So where you
okay.
guys were supposed to confront the stone giant, Deadstone Cleft, was here.
Okay.
So even further into the Anarok Desert. You guys are obviously way over here, which isn't too far a jaunt with either teleportation or your ship, but it is far out there.
Are we going to be? Am I waking up this session?
Yeah. We'll say at the end of the Dare's or Malel's research, time kind of flies by as you're poring over these documents with Vanessa. She's really lively and gives you a lot of information. Whether
I just want to somewhere in the middle of this, I'm going to want to ask her if your last name is Simber, as in artist Simber.
Yeah, I'm his only living heir.
Oh God!
As far as I know. Or I'm his only daughter. I guess you wouldn't say I'm his only living heir. That's stupid. She says, yes, I'm his daughter.
I met your father once. He's an odd guy.
That he is. He doesn't like to stay in one place for long. I've been mostly raised by nannies my whole life.
Have you talked to him lately?
Oh, he comes back to Waterdeep quite as often as he can. We see each other. I love him, but he's got an adventurous heart, and I can't expect him to stay in one place for very long.
So I wake up around 6 in the evening.
And maybe a little later, but yeah, let's say that.
I immediately go to find Malel.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Seven.
You get a couple dirty looks, but it's not hard. You can't find him on your own, but you ask around, and eventually you annoy enough people where they basically drag you back
Okay.
to this area that's this giant table in the middle of the library that Vanessa the scribe is sitting at with Malel, and she seems to be like really animated, talking about dragons, and Malel seems exhausted, but listening happily and taking notes when he can.
How you feeling, Malal? How's Taz?
I think he's better, or at least on the road to being better. How about you? You all right?
I feel much better.
You look like shit.
I've got to brush my hair. I had a dream last night. I don't know. Apparently, I don't know if they were visions or what. They felt like memories. But I watched a little half-elf boy be raised in the Church of Lathander, become a fighter, and then join some group that I've never heard of as part of the Church of Lathander called the Shade.
Are you saying this in front of Vanessa?
Yeah.
She kind of like, she doesn't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
She finds it interesting. You see her like scribble something down. But
Well, do you remember Alexander? You remember we was talking about Alexander?
I do.
Well, in the vision or the dream, this half-elf had grown to be a man and rode north and slayed Alexander, who was heading an army of children. Slayed the Illithid that was also there.
you guys had all heard rumors of what was basically called the Children's Army that had wreaked havoc in the north, basically to the north and east of Luskan. So
Of Luskan? Okay, so like
I'm sorry, yeah. Sorry, no, just straight east, actually towards Morgar's Mound in that area.
Okay. In the Neverwinter Wood. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So up in that, and I mentioned that, and I can't believe what I saw, but he killed all the children as well, and then he took a sword from Alexander, and it looked mighty and holy. Would I have known the sword?
I mean, you got impaled with it, so.
Okay. And I believe it to be the same sword that was used against Gilly and myself. Did we pick that up?
Was Janice or
No, he was a half orc, wasn't he?
No, he was a half elf.
okay? So you saw a dream about Janice, basically. Okay.
Yeah. He came riding back after receiving news that the clerics had lost their powers. So I'm assuming this was a little while ago. And I think we need to go back for that sword. If we can find it.
You think it's still? I didn't even think about the sword.
I didn't either.
All right. Maybe.
I know you need rest, so I can probably on my own. I'm a little leery.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, Malel.
No, I was just gonna say, well, I'll kind of thank Auburn. Or thank Auburn. Thank
Love.
Thank your auburn hair.
Vanessa.
thank your luscious auburn hair.
Right. I'll thank Vanessa for all of her help, and that I might lean on her again for some more information. I'll make a donation to the temple for her time, like 25 gold. I think I have. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I have any money.
I'll do it for you.
I say I've got money in the bank, so I'll get some money to the temple. It's fine.
Do you take checks?
Yeah.
But I may check back in with her. But it sounds like there's at least one more thing to do today before I can get some rest, and then I'll head off with Tim. And
Okay.
God.
She says
Hey, do I prepare my spells in the morning?
you prepare your spells when you get up. Yeah.
Okay. Then I would have woken up from that dream knowing what I was doing.
Okay.
And prepared a specific spell.
Okay.
Um,
Vanessa thanks you for the donation, and she looks forward to seeing you again, Malel.
She's in love.
Oh wow, Malel! Ladies fall in love with Malel all the time. He doesn't even notice most of the time.
Okay.
Now, if he could become like next in line to get the Ring of Winter if our December dies, yeah, maybe make an exception for Vanessa.
Yeah.
What about not you but your child?
No, I think I want it.
Somebody's got to keep it for safekeeping until then, though, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'll just say I won't die someday. But everybody's got to wait their goddamn turn. Yeah.
I gotta choose something to get rid of. Okay. And then
What is that beeping, Shane?
It's a small explosive device.
all right. I've prepared locate object in case we need it.
Perfect. We'll go ahead and fast forward. You guys make it back to the City of the Dead, about where the battle took place.
I kicked it real good.
It's now nighttime. I'll let you either do somebody roll investigation with advantage, or you can do locate object.
I light up the thing. I'm gonna do it.
I'm just here as backup. I'm exhausted. You can look for it.
9 plus 11.
You don't see it.
Okay. I'm gonna cast locate object then.
Okay. What is it? Can you read the spell off?
Yep. Give me 1 second. Describe or name an object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction to the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of you, which is better than 30. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement. As you have seen it up close within 30 feet, which I have.
Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon.
If this were a snake, it would have bit you. You must have walked by this area 10 or 11 times while you were looking, but it just happened to fall under a bush and you didn't see it. It doesn't give off any it doesn't glow when it's not in use, so it's easily lost. So you do see it though. It immediately you locate it.
Oh, hey, found it.
You see Tim just bend over next to him after he cast his spell.
Yeah, I cast the spell and it's just like.
What do you know about the sword, Tim? What do you? The sword?
What was the name of it? Did I get the name in the dream?
You knew the name already. It was
okay.
Among the Order of Lathander, people knew of Mondragon and his sword.
Okay.
And it's a Sunblade, and you now have a Sunblade called Novax.
Oh, God, now something else to shine light. Jesus.
So much light.
Can you use a sword, Tim?
Yeah, I can use a sword.
And this one's got some cool Well, it's about as cool as Dawnbringer. I don't know that it's, at least as far as you know.
Is Dawnbringer a mace?
Yes. Taz, you wake up. You are alone in a room.
Would you say the name of this one real quick? I'm sorry. Did you type it?
Yeah, I typed it.
Look around. Anybody? You said nobody's there.
Nobody's there. You do see a fresh set of clothes beside you. You smell nice. You smell like you just got out of the bath. So whatever they did, they must have helped clean you up too. You don't feel any of the stickiness that you felt. You think about the ocean and you think of it as just, you start smelling seawater and you kind of like get sick to your stomach a little bit, but you seem fine.
It's like that one liquor you drank and got too sick on. And then
Exactly. You never drank tequila again. Yeah. Lick it off one strip club table and never again.
Put
Do I have
on
to look into this?
Put on the clean clothes and go to the door.
Yep.
When you walk out, you see a basically it looks like a servant sitting there. Master Ember, it's good to see you awakened.
It is nice to be awake. Who do I have to thank for this?
Silverhand sends her regards. She has gone to bed, but you're more welcome to stay in your room in the palace that is afforded all of the what do they call you? The voice of Luskin. So
I think
you don't. It's a little more comfortable than this room for sure.
And my belongings.
You notice that they are arranged in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will fetch my things and head to my room.
Okay. The night goes by uneventfully, but you feel like enough if you want to take another rest that you're more than well deserved. You guys, once you get the sword, what are you guys doing? You head back.
Milel needs some rest. Where do you want to rest?
Yep.
I'm
Probably Nickel's place, I suppose.
I will put together. I'll see if I can't get somebody to send a couple letters out for me.
Sure.
And I'll send.
If you want to if you want to send them privately, you're more than welcome. If you don't want these.
Oh, it was just going to be one to the Church of Ogden, one to the smoke. Yeah, to
the bathhouse.
No, to the inn.
Oh, Nichols
Inn.
Oh, okay.
Those two will just be like probing for these two since I can't contact them.
Oh, okay.
And letting them know I'm awake and where I'm at. And then, yes, one to the bathhouse with 10 gold enclosed in a pouch.
Okay. Sounds good. You get those letters sent off just fine.
And then eat something because it has been too long.
Your passive perception is pretty high, and you've already slept a long rest. So while you are sleeping in the middle of the night, a note slides under your door. Did you guys go back to Nichols to sleep for the night?
We did.
Yep.
At some point, a runner comes to the inn, and you're in the common room just kind of chilling. The old tiefling at the bar walks over to you and says, Taslin's okay. He's sending word wondering where you guys are at. Should I let him know?
Yeah, please send word back.
Very
Make
well.
sure
You
it's secure, please.
What's that?
Make sure it's a secure message, like that.
He
only
kind of
sings it. How can I
like,
help? It's that. I tell you what. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
okay. He still scribbles something and like hands it to the runner and walks back behind the bar.
Please don't send that.
The runner stops, turns, looks at the tiefling. Tiefling says, "Hold up."
and I thank him, put a gold down just for our tab and just to thank him, and and then I cast sending to Taz and let him know where we are.
Okay. Taz, in the middle of the night, you hear Tim state that he's at Nichols Tavern.
And I will respond as I will be there soon.
Taz is running away. We should get him a glass of water.
I'm sure he'll be in the mood for those kind of jokes. We're gonna move forward to the next day. You guys get all back at the tavern. Malel's awake. You guys all get bathed or whatever.
Do we take another long rest?
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Long rest again.
So it is now a full 24 hours. Actually, a little more than 24 hours since you left.
I think before
Yartar.
bed, I would have sent a message to Vin.
Okay.
Just explaining everything that went down.
Go ahead and see if you can do that in 25 words.
We're gonna do it in two spells, and I'm just gonna presume that I can.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a performance check. See if you can.
18.
Yeah, you seem to get most of the gist across. And she says, her response is, Nickel wants to know if Gilly's okay.
I send another spell.
Well, this was after the first one.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah. And then in 25 words, I say yes.
In her second response, she says, tying things up here. Where to next?
I talked to Malel and Taz. Where to next?
Aren't we supposed to meet them back in Yata?
I
That's
think
what
that, or we can plan to meet them. If they're tying things up there, we can plan to meet them in Neverwinter.
Well, you learned a lot about the dragon and about the Kraken Society, right? Or did you learn anything about the Kraken Society?
Some, yeah. I mean, but we also know that something's going on in Neverwinter. My guess is it's going to lead us to some of the people that we are looking for.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it might not be a bad idea to do some shopping and see if we can buff up a bit.
So why Neverwinter?
Neverwinter was recently attacked.
Oh, right. Yeah.
According to Laurel Silverhand, she asked us to go to Neverwinter. Supposedly, our December left in the night to get there. But she didn't know a lot of she didn't give me much in the way of details about Neverwinter, right, John?
That's all. They didn't know anything. They tried to contact artists and they couldn't get a hold of him.
So I think, they'd like us to find out what's going on in Neverwinter. And my guess is it's got something to do with what we're investigating anyway.
I explained to Taz. Taz, how much have I told you about what's going on with me in the Church of Lathander?
How much have I told you about what I know what's going on with you?
None. What do you know?
Let's see here. With you, little, but I know more about the seed, and I've known about those who looked for the seed. Beyond that, there didn't appear to be anything fruitful that I needed, so I didn't inquire further.
I look over at Malel. How much do we trust Taz?
How much?
I mean,
Say
this
that
is
again.
this is who Tim is. Like,
Yeah.
How much do we tell Taz?
how much do we trust him?
I don't know. I guess I look at him. How much can we trust you, Taz? I don't know why Tim asked me. He should have just asked you.
Mm,
You're right here.
trust me as much as you want to trust me. But just remember who it is that handed you your paladin on a plate.
Okay, can I?
I mean, after I like bound him, like, move and he couldn't fight back. Yeah, I remember.
Like,
I love it. The tensions.
well, there's I tell him about the dream, and that was the paladin that you handed to us on a plate, as you put it, after Malel put a hold spell on him. I guess from what I hear, I was dead.
Yes, you are dead.
You're still dead to me.
Only mostly dead.
I'm not dead yet. I'm feeling better. It's and that I feel like I show him the sword. This is the sword. Are you familiar with the blade? The sun blade.
Doesn't have a blade to it. It's just a hilt.
I attuned to it. You're not gonna like this, Taz. I can show you the blade, but it's gonna hurt.
Have I ever seen anything like it?
A sunblade?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You've heard of them, but I mean they're rare.
I've only seen what I saw it being used for.
I believe this came from Alexander and his army of children. And I believe that Janus slayed that army and Alexander. And I believe that was in the recent past. I don't believe it was in the very recent past, because I believe he came back from the Neverwinter Woods.
You guys, when you guys heard the uprising of the Children's Army, that was right around the time you were in Luskan, which was right around the time of fall. You saw in your visions or in your memories that he was riding up as it was snowing. So this is like late fall, early winter.
Okay.
So it is now late spring of the next year. So during that time, you gather that his order was tasked with putting down that Children's Army. And they succeeded.
Then I think he came for me.
And the Children's Army, I don't understand this, Tim. What was the Children's Army? Are they
According to
side of good or bad, or who the hell were they?
No, Alexander was not good. Alexander had lost his way.
From the memories that you just, or from the dream that you just had, he was possessed by an illithid.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So you're telling me this why?
So Janus may be a good guy? Is that what you're saying to us?
It sounds to me like you have a nemesis who rode to the north, slayed an evil army that you did not have to deal with, that was being controlled by an illithid, then returned here to kill you. Instead, he was apprehended, handed over to the Silver Hand, and you now have his sword. How is this a bad thing?
I didn't say it was bad.
Okay.
I'm just filling you in.
Okay. Then what does this have to do with Yatar or Neverwinter?
You said why Neverwinter, and I said it's been attacked, and it's of particular interest to me because of those events. That's all. You're wasting your time, Taz.
No.
Let me buy you a shot.
I'm a little confused as to. Yes. No.
Yes to the shot.
Good. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. The blue tiefling says it might be a little early for a shot, but he pours you one. And
oh wait, we're still at night though. Because I hadn't gone to bed yet.
No, it's the next morning. Malel's up.
He fast forwarded.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah.
A shot of orange juice, please.
You find a shot of orange juice particularly pleasing, Taz, as oranges are not very. You've seldom had oranges.
Gold? How many gold?
So, what you guys know about Neverwinter is it is a city of magic users. You don't know why it was attacked. You don't know if it has to do with giants or what. You do know that Hen got a message from Crow just
That's right.
2 nights ago saying, please come to Neverwinter. You are needed.
That's right. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, the crow cawed, and we have to go to Neverwinter.
I thought
Crow,
the crow
do you know
was
who Crow
gone.
is?
I guess hold person on 10. That has to serve this guy up on a plate for me.
So,
It's freedom of movement.
so
No.
what's your guys' next move?
Can't.
I mean, I think if there's anything we need here in the city, we get it. I probably need to. I don't have my sheet says I have no money, so I think I've given all my money to someone. So I need to stop by a bank.
You gave a bunch of your money to the woman that ran the
Yeah,
soup
where they're
kitchen
feeding for.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I give.
I need to restock my bank or my pouch, and then I think we head to Neverwinter, perhaps first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes, I have some things I need to do too.
Yeah. Okay. Probably ought to buy some healing potions. I give. Hey, Malel, will you take care of some of my money as well in the bank?
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to go through the whole
Yeah.
process, the credit check and all that for. So if you could also pick up enough healing potions for everybody, I give him 7,000 gold.
Oh,
What?
my God.
You were just carrying 7,000 gold. No wonder you can only move 20 feet.
Well, he can get
That's
it in
probably
gems.
why.
He can get it in gems.
Calculating
Even-
encumbrance.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, do you not want to? Do you want this set up under your name, or do you want me to just put it into my account? Because you're probably going to go if you want it under your name.
Put it in your account.
Done and done.
You at some
I
point.
would give it a nickel.
Yeah, no, I you can trust me. It's true.
Yeah, I can trust you.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
Yeah.
At some point in the middle of the morning, you see Gilly walk in. She's wearing very simple clothes. It looks like clothes that were worn by some of the scribes there at the temple.
She doesn't like walk in with like her shirt with a hole in the middle of it, man.
No.
It's a new look.
As she walks in, this suits you. Standing up, walking, breathing.
It's good to see you.
She walks over and holds out her hand. She says, I can't thank you enough, and I'm sorry I let you down.
You don't worry about it. And I'll point at Tim. They helped you more than I did.
How did Janice, I guess I'll ask her to try to tell me about what led up to Janice capturing her, basically. Did he come here to the inn, or?
Yeah, he must have tracked down.
He came to the inn here?
Yeah, as soon as I had the coach pulled up, he was already inside.
That's a little disconcerting.
Yeah, he probably knows about this place. Perhaps we don't stay here.
Well, I mean, he's fine, right? He's under custody of the Silver Hand.
Yeah, but was he acting on his own, or is the Church of Lathander behind it, where now they still understand that there's a connection between this place and you?
Perhaps if you talk to him, Tim.
Out of character. I've never seen a plot hook lobbed quite so
gone.
obviously.
Yeah. No, I also missed like revive.
Revivify. You walked in right.
Resurrect dead.
You walked up to that temple that had said they basically said, "Please don't come in. We are murdering our non-believers in here."
Then you gave away all your money and you trusted put it in their account. I mean, yeah, it's not a great day for you, Ted.
What's funny is that if you were a psychologist, you might worry about me.
Luckily for me, I'm not. Well, I'm buying every weapon I've ever wanted, and I deposit money at the
Malel comes back with this like ball and chain. He's like, "Look at this cool. I don't know how to use it, but man, it's awesome.
I got this, and I deposit the rest of your money at the nicest whorehouse in Waterdeep."
Look, it's the 40 horses I have in a wagon.
Truth is I don't really care how that money is spent. Like,
I mean, so Malel, you know that he tracked you down, the Paladin Janus. I mean, he, when he followed you when you went to the police station, that was him tracking you down. Yeah. So you feel like if this guy wanted to track you down, he could, but he was
acting by himself then, though, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay,
Tim, you did not see the Paladin return with anybody from that trip.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like he's on his own. I mean, maybe I put too much faith in the Silverhand. I mean, or anybody, honestly, any single group or person to be able to control this. But
I mean, he's still just a man. He's not like a demon or anything.
Yeah, but he's like, what's that? Jack, whatever. What are those movies? Jack.
Are you trying to think of the Keanu Reeves movies?
Yeah.
No. John Wick.
Yeah. John Wick. Yeah.
Yes, he's the John Wick of Waterdeep.
Yeah. And yeah, I probably should have spoken to the character, or to the,
That's okay. I'm just giving you shit, man. I've got other ways to.
I kind of suspected that Silverhand would do that as well. That's why I trusted Silverhand, is because she's investigated the Cardinal. You
don't know that they did much investigating. They just arrested him. It's clear something was going on, and based on your guys' words, they went and arrested him. They couldn't find Janus, so.
I will ask the. Hey, Mr. Tiefling, sir. On second thought, can you please send a message to Rail Silverhand?
He looks at Gilly, and Gilly looks at you. She says, she looks at both of you, Taz and Malel, and she says, "Does someone want to tell him about his badge of Waterdeep, or does he have to be reminded of that as well?"
I don't know.
Don't let it go to his head. If he remembers he's the hero of Waterdeep, he'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, true.
He'll do it every time he orders a drink or he goes to dinner. "I'm a hero of Waterdeep. I demand the best steak in the house."
Don't make me call the Silverhand.
I go ahead and I'm just trying to give employment to the people of Waterdeep.
Sure.
And I lay down 5 gold.
All right.
Well, I just kind of look at you.
So what do you want?
I would like to ask Laurel Silverhand if she would please see if she can get any information from Janus about what's going on, like if he has a boss, if he's under instruction.
Hey, why don't you go talk to him, Tim?
I can get get an audience with her directly.
All right. Here's another 5. No, I'm kidding.
Here's another message.
Yeah.
Ignore that last message. The one that you were getting at the same time as this message. Sorry about that.
They were
Just runner after runner runs into the audience chamber.
I think they're downstairs.
I'm also looking for your HDMI to display adapter.
Hang on, guys.
It's not in
Sure.
They don't have to hang on.
I know it's here somewhere.
Is there anything you two want to catch up on during this day?
I was just going to go visit Gilly, but if she's already here, then that's
Mhm.
that thing taken care of. Next was I was going to have to go check my bank account.
Okay.
We never determined how much money I had.
Give me one second.
You're not as rich as these guys.
No, I didn't figure I was, but I also figured I had more than the 10 gold I have in my pouch right now.
You probably have a couple grand, I would say.
Okay,
Jarl, your boss would hook you up.
I would hope so.
Again, not a hero Waterdeep type hookup, but
More than
Yeah, so
more
I
than
need
10
to
gold.
go to the bank and get some money out, and
okay.
I do want to I need some sort of weapon that's not a dagger. So I'm gonna go to one of these. I'm gonna be the biggest rube in the world and go to one of these weapons places and see if I can find something I can at least protect myself with.
Do you want a magic weapon, or are you looking
Yeah.
for?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do that before I go to the bank. So I'll need. Well, I guess I have the 7 grand. I could just
All right.
see.
Go ahead and
I
give
want
me-
to see what I can find. Something
Go ahead.
decent, small, short sword, maybe.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Uh, 28.
Okay. Sure. You find a place called Abracadablers. And the guy doesn't look like he has much by way of like really good magic stuff, but based on your investigation check, you do see something of interest. You see a short sword called Tooth Biter, and it does require attunement. It's +1, does 1d6 damage, and you have advantage on disarming your opponent. He says it is cursed though.
At least he's upfront about it.
He says in game terms, if you roll a 1 or a 2 on an attack roll, the flat of your sword smacks you in the face, dealing 1d4 bludgeoning and breaking a tooth.
Where did he get his name?
Abracadablers?
No, I mean, where did this sword get its name?
Oh, from this card here.
No, I was joking.
Oh,
'Cause it's
okay.
called Toothbreaker.
It's called what?
Did you say it's called Toothbreaker?
Tooth Biter.
Oh,
Tooth-
And how much do you expect for a sword that's going to hit me in the face? 1 out of 10 times?
Only if you don't know how to use it.
Well, rolling a 1 or 2 is inevitable, my friend.
What do you mean? What do you mean by rolling? I don't understand this rolling concept. You either know how to use it or you don't. He says for you 600 gold.
hey, look.
In my investigation, yeah, nice. In my investigations, did I find any other options that don't have maybe a drawback?
Let's see. Still looking.
That's fine. If there's not anything else, then maybe a tooth biter it is.
600. What was it? A +1 or a +2?
Plus
Plus
1.
600 gold for a +1. That
No, it's cheap
might
for a
back in the
magic
face. It's pretty
sword,
good.
but I get enough shit for my swordplay as it is, I'm sure. So
Yeah. It has a few kickbacks, you know.
not all of us find like two, glowing, awesome weapons just laying around that we get to use.
Is it also the kind of curse that means you can't lose it?
Well, the guy can sell it to me, so probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before
Um,
any of this, I just want to know: do you guys think I should go talk to him myself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. While you're shopping, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So he does show you a spear he thinks you might like. He's not quite sure what it does. It is magical, though.
Malel with a spear.
Spear, a simple weapon. Can I use that? It is,
A
right?
what? I think so.
I'm looking it up. I think it is too. I just wanted to make sure I can actually use it or without having like a disadvantage or not having a what's it called?
Spear is a simple melee weapon, thrown
Okay.
and versatile.
A spear, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Versatile mean?
And how much for this spear?
He says, well, I'm not quite sure what it does, so I'm gonna have to charge you a little more because it could be something really cool. He says, you seem like to be an adept sword. You can figure it out, right? 1,200 gold, and I'll sell it to you.
Thanks, Shane.
Let me look at it.
Okay.
Does it look really well made?
Not particularly. It looks handcrafted. It doesn't look like it's gonna break. The wood looks sturdy.
It's artisanal.
It's got like some fairly ornate carvings on it. The head is like a like an amaranthine stone. Looks sharp. Doesn't look like it's gonna break.
I'll cast detect magic just to make sure this guy's not shining me on.
Sure. It when you
It'll tell me
do.
what school of magic I think as well for detect
Yep.
magic.
Yep. Let me look right now with the. Is conjuration.
Conjuration. 1,200, huh? Seems a little high.
Spending Tim's money.
How about? Well, in theory, I'm not going to steal from them. How about 1,500 for both of them?
1,600.
All right, you got a deal.
Okay. And he gives you a tooth biter, and this you get this spear. The spear, once you figure it out, it does also require attunement. It is +1, 1d6 piercing, and it's got a range of 60 feet thrown. 1 time per day, you can cast Dimension Door with it.
Ooh.
And 4 times a day, you get an ability called Rift Strike. As an action, you can momentarily pierce the veil between dimensions, creating 2 connecting rifts in the air just big enough for the spear to pass through. You may make a melee attack against a creature you can see within 60 feet from any direction. You may also throw the spear in this way, changing the trajectory of the spear to whatever direction the connecting rift faces. So basically, it's like a portal spear.
It's a boggle spear.
And then once only, you can cast Escape Rift. As an action, you can drive the butt end of the spear into the ground, instantly creating a 10-foot diameter circle of teleportation, lasting 1 round. All who enter the circle are teleported to an unknown location determined by the DM. Once this ability is used, the spear is destroyed.
Oh.
as determined by the DM. Just remember.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So if you end up in Avernus, that's on you.
That starts a second campaign.
Actually, that's on you.
Well,
Huh.
I let him know the risks.
Neat. That's some neat stuff. All right. And it's 3 items we can be attuned to at once, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'll have to figure out which ones I want to.
I was gonna say, in this campaign, you've been the collector of magic items. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't have. Yeah. Yeah, I hate to give up my sunglasses at night, but because I think they require attunement too. I was gonna give Tooth Biter to Nickel anyway.
Yeah. Don't tell him about
No, of course not. Since I got him a magic sword.
I keep watching the chat to see if he responds to this.
Is he in chat? Is he watching?
He was, yeah.
Oh,
Was he? I figured people who were watching would jump in here. I didn't think about him watching.
yeah. I didn't think about it either.
Yeah.
Were you going to do any healing potion shopping or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check. Hold on. I'll give you the stats before you roll. If you get it over 10, you don't get any off. 15, you get 10% off. If you roll over 20, you get 20% off.
Okay.
I was going to go look for potions as well.
What if he rolls a 1?
I got a tie.
10%.
Unfortunately,
Full price. Full bore, huh? All right. That's Tim's money anyway.
Taz, same thing.
What am I rolling? What was the skill again? Sorry. Persuasion. Well, does anything roll? It didn't look. There it goes. 19.
So you get 10% off, and you go ahead and just buy however many you want.
What is there? Are they all minor? Are there any different types of potions?
You can get up to 1 of the superior, up to 3 of the great, and as many as you want as the minor.
Okay.
And I don't know the price on those, so if one of you could look those
Oh
up.
yeah, I can look that up.
Tim, you make your way to the castle,
Mhm.
and you don't have any problem seeing Janice. He's in a room that looks well kept. He's chained to the center of the room. When you see him, he doesn't say anything to you. He just glares at you.
Are they? First of all, are you fed? Are you watered? Are you being kept well?
See a horse? Are they watering him?
He doesn't say anything. He does look up at you and meets your eyes, though.
I don't expect any of this to matter to you, but I too was left in a monastery, and I too was raised by the monks and the priests, and I know we took a different journey, and I understand feeling sorrow and just distance from not being able to reach the deity the way I want to. And I am sorry for that. And, but I need some information from you. I assume you're not willing to give it up.
He looks down at the floor and he said, "All my life I wanted to see him. I prayed every day, every night. Prayed as hard as any cleric. I never felt the light of Lathander on me.
Well, that's complicated.
And I wanted to know why that is. And I want you to tell me what happened. Why can't I feel his light? Why can't I feel his love? Why you? I did everything asked of me. I killed in his name. I should feel something. I should get something.
Do you believe that our God would want you to kill in his name? Or do you believe that that's the will of the people who seek power?
If those people in power were speaking to Lathander and they were telling me that that's what Lathander wanted, then I believe that's what Lathander wanted.
That is not what Lathander wanted. In fact, Lathander has felt that the order has been going in the wrong path. And I, too, felt that. And then something else happened. And I became aware of the will of Pelor, who is, in fact, Lathander. But Pelor seeks to restore the order back to that of good, not of riches, not of power, but of rebirth and rejuvenation. And you are in his light. It was Pelor who gave me the visions that told me of your plight. And Pelor who essentially told me to come to you. So I'm here. Even though you killed me, I'm here.
Then I want Pelor's justice or his mercy.
Well,
and I want to feel Pelor's light.
All right. Are his hands chained? Not that. Like what? How is he chained?
He's manacled. He's got manacles on, and then the chain runs over the manacles and into the ground, like looped.
Mm-hmm. Where is it? All right. I'm going to kneel down near him.
Okay.
And I'm going to start praying.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Commune. You contact your deity or divine proxy and ask up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or a no. And must ask your question before the spell ends. You receive a correct answer. Okay. You receive a correct answer for each question. Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, so you might receive unclear as an answer if a question pertains to information that lies beyond the deity's knowledge. In a case where a one-word answer could be misleading or contrary to the deity's interest, the GM might offer a short phrase as an answer instead. If you cast a spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance. Okay, so that doesn't matter.
Okay.
And
So,
tell Janice what I'm doing, and I have 3 questions that I can ask Paylor with and get a an yes or no answer. And I'm
Okay.
giving this to you. I will ask them on your behalf.
okay.
Is that all right? Is that
He
satisfying?
nods. He nods. He says, he looks down at you, kind of maybe distrusting at first, and he says, ask him why I wasn't chosen. And you consider that, and go ahead and you ask that first question.
Yep.
And you do feel, through casting this ritual spell, that you connect to the source of Paylor almost instantly. I mean, this is a pretty powerful spell.
Mm-hmm.
And your body fills with the light. You almost feel yourself glowing, even though you can tell you're not glowing. You feel like you're glowing.
I always feel like I'm glowing.
And again, those memories come to you of his misdeeds, of him following the light of Lathander, or following the Church of Lathander rather than the light of Lathander.
It seems, even though you were trying your best, you were misled.
And he kind of nods at that and looks at you again, and he says, can I ever walk in the light?
I smile. And I ask the question, how can Janice walk in your light?
At this point, you see not memories, but possible futures.
Mm-hmm.
You see Janice kind of getting older. You see in some of these instances, he is fighting undead, wearing the robes of Paylor. In other futures, you see him wearing prisoners' clothes, praying with other prisoners.
Praying with what?
Other prisoners.
Okay.
And in some other futures, you see him living the life of a monk, an ascetic monk, alone. Not really any particular faith that he's worshiping, just you could tell that he's gone to live out his days alone from other people, content in his light, but alone. These all seem like there doesn't seem to be any one path here. Seems like it could be any number of reasons that he could go back to the light.
As long as you're following the light of Paylor, how you choose to serve is up to you. You will be in the light of Paylor.
Give me a perception check.
22.
Even though you're communing with your deity, you look up at Janice, and like tears are just like running down his face. This guy, this brutal killer, has kind of been reduced to almost childlike. He's like a lost orphan again. In his last question, he says, will I ever be asked to kill again for Paylor?
I asked that verbatim.
At this point, you get kind of a feeling of uncertainty, and he says, or you get the feeling that what is being said to you is not if he wills it. It's up to Janice. Janice is. It was never Lathander that ordered him to kill anyone. So,
yeah,
he could. I mean, they fight undead or whatever,
right.
these clerics, but it's always Janice's decision.
It's always it's up to you. Paylor does not ask, and nor did Lathander ever actually ask you to kill.
At that, he kind of grimaces, but gives like a silent nod. And as the last question you had, it's just 3, right?
Yep.
As the last question is answered, you kind of feel the light slowly leave, but not all the way. You kind of still feel it there balled up inside you. And Janice gets down on his knees and he asks to pray with you.
I agree.
And you guys spend the next little while praying together. And at the end of that, he seems content. He says, I think you have the gospel to spread. And I need to see what Paylor has in store for me.
If you need anything, don't hesitate to contact me. I could always use somebody as skilled as you in all of these tumultuous times.
He says, thanks, but I think what Paylor was asking of me now is to think on my sins.
Good luck.
He
Go in
nods.
the light.
You too, brother.
And I make out with him and then leave.
Yeah. You guys make it back that evening.
Hey, I have clothing of Paylor, right?
You have robes, yeah.
Anything extraneous? I'm trying to think. I want to give him something to hold on to as a reminder.
Okay, make me a religion check.
13.
You know that you have the book of scriptures that was handed to you that you've read forwards and backwards at this point. So if you'd like, you could leave him the book.
I do. I leave him the book. I tell him to guard it. There's still many, many who would like to see this. See us killed and this stopped. Although there's no stopping it. It is what it is.
He nods and thanks you and says, I will understand every word. Or try.
Just trust yourself.
So with that, you make it back to the inn. You guys get ready to leave the next day. You gonna do anything before you leave?
No, Tim, I got you 2 potions of healing and a potion of greater healing. I took it out of the money you gave me.
Thank you. I relay the story. And let's go sit in a corner. Let's go find somewhere quiet.
Okay. You regale Malel with the occurrence and
yep.
As you guys prepare to leave,
Say
you guys
greater.
Malel, what was that?
You said 2
I didn't
minor.
hear you. Oh
What kind
yeah,
of potion?
2 potions of healing and 1 potion of greater healing.
Right.
It costs you 350 gold total.
Okay.
You guys make it back to the City of the Dead and the transportation waypoint for the Harpers. You get word, and the Blackstaff meets you there. She's the one that will do the ritual. She begins the teleportation ritual, and you guys feel the magic like surging through you, and all of a sudden it like and it shorts out. And she gives you guys a look of concern, and she says, "Hold on, try it again." Puts her staff down, does the magic again. Same thing. And she looks back at you with a look of grave concern, and she says, "It appears the Circle of Neverwinter is closed off from here." And that's where we're going to end it.